773-769-63.
So, look, I'm not a big Jinx guy, but I also am a big Jinx guy.
Sports talk that doesn't sound like everyone else.
I just think it kind of fell flat, but such a great concept.
And that was one of Coach Nutt's messages. The only people that know what's going on are the people inside that room.
It's halftime with Alyssa Orange.
These kids these days, they don't know.
Colton Little.
Grab your orange slices, get those cramps rubbed out, listen to Coach, tap time.
And Razorback legend Matt Jones.
I don't ever want to embellish anything. I want to just tell you my thoughts and what I see and how it is.
Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios, this is halftime.
Hey guys, welcome into halftime on this Friday. We've made it. We've made it to Friday. We didn't even have a Friday show last week. So this is our first Friday show together, which is exciting because we had a 3-day weekend last week. Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, and Colton Little here with you. How are you guys?
I think it's very European of us. Since all the European teams are dominating in the World Cup, we should kind of make it a thing where we shouldn't do Friday shows.
We shouldn't do Fridays. You know, we've got some great guests though. I don't want to just kick them to the curb.
Obviously, I like doing Fridays.
But
Fridays, yeah. 4-day work week, 3-day weekend. I could get behind that.
There are some people.
At lunch.
There's some.
Hey, now. There's some companies that do that 4-day work week and then a 3-day weekend. Do you think you could be more productive if you only worked 4 days a week?
You know, probably not. I do love our job. The fact that we work 5 days a week, but it's 4 hour. You know, you're prepping throughout the day. You're watching sports. You're always tuned in to pop culture, to music, to sports. Obviously, anything Razorbacks, any big events going on, and then we get to come up here and chat about it. I told my parents whenever I got back into and my sisters too, when I got back in, because I did a show at the other station and came back here, and they're like, well, what's the time? So I told them the time. So they go, well, what else are you going to do? What other job are you going to do? I was like, that's it. That's the job. Yeah.
What do you mean, what else am I going to do? That is the job. That is the job. We work in such a unique industry that if you don't work in like television or radio, you don't really understand it.
They're like, wait,
you work,
2 to
10 p.m. Like, when do you go to bed? Like, I remember I wouldn't go to sleep till like 1 a.m. because I come home from after doing the newscast and I'm wide awake. Like, you don't go home when you get off work at 5 o'clock and go straight to bed. So I would have to like wind myself down as best as I could, which was a lot of reading and wine usually.
Same concept. So during the football and basketball season, Colton will do some of the post game shows, so he knows. Yeah. We'll do post game shows, and we're beholden like that. That first one, Colton, we're doing at Utah. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't go to sleep for 2 hours after you get done working. You're just up, and you're like, okay, and then you're trying to wind. Yeah,
you just try to kind of get your brain to settle down a little bit, which is a lot easier said than done. So it's a very unique world we live in, but absolutely no complaints. Also, I have no complaints about the show today, guys. We've got a great show on tap.
We're going to talk some more World Cup. Ooh, and I want to talk Mbappe. And I know, Matt, you're going to be all about it. Hall of Honor. Matt, you're a member of that, but the Hall of Honor class got announced yesterday. Yeah, and it's exciting. A great class. Matt Zimmerman's going to join us to talk about that class, as well as how basketball practices are going. We also have Aaron Torres going to join us on the show here in just a little bit, as well as Neil Atkinson on the show today. So a great show. We're really excited. But hey, World Cup, France dominated Morocco just like you thought they would, Matt.
What a showing on the defensive side. You know, that's one of the things that a lot of the coaches, they stress. If you keep a clean sheet, man, you got a really good chance of winning. And France was able to do that. France's talent, the cream just rises to the top. They don't mess up a lot. Elise. Oh my goodness, that dude. You know, that's we do all this talking about Mbappe, and then you look around and you're like, oh, they have 7 other 5 stars in their starting lineup, and you're like, yeah. America had 2 4 stars in their starting lineup. You know, there's a difference. So I hope everybody when they see that, you can kind of tell. Desiree Doué, 5-star. Kylian Mbappe, 5-star. Dembele, 5-star. Rabiot, he's a 4-star, but he's a high 4-star. N'Golo Kanté, 4-star. Michael Olise, 5-star. You just go down the list. That's just looking at it real quick. I mean, they're all 5 and 4-star players, to put it in for American perspective of how talented this France team is.
I really appreciate you putting that into to American perspective. That makes sense though when you look at these guys, because it's hard if you don't know the sport who's better. You can see who can be a little bit better, but when you put it like that, I mean, it's pretty incredible. And Mbappe's 27. I looked it up. I want to have that conversation with you later. Could he have the potential to turn himself into the best player to ever play?
Colton and I, when this tournament started, Messi had scored those goals and became the World Cup all-time leading scorer. And I told Colton, I didn't tell Colton, I said, Mbappe will pass him before this tournament's over, and he will be the all-time leading scorer. If you look at it, he's only started 17 games, and some of the other games he came on as a sub, and he has 20 goals. So he's scoring more than a goal a game when he starts. That's a Shohei Ohtani type numbers. It really is next level type numbers.
Is there a football comparison to that?
Randy Moss.
Okay.
If you wanted to say LaDainian Tomlinson, I know how Clay Henry likes to go say they're running backs. You made a Tyreek Hill comparison once. Isn't that right? Mbappe is prime Tyreek Hill. When you watch 4 or 5 years ago with what Tyreek Hill was doing out there, what was that year? I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, and then he broke his foot or he missed the last 3 games, but he was the best player on the planet that year. That was the year where the Dolphins were putting up video game numbers. Oh. Yeah, the coach said, he goes, I'm really trying to win the first 8 weeks of this. They're like, you put up the best numbers in the first 8 weeks. He goes, that's what our goal was. I guess we're done.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. Well, how it all good things come to an end, I guess they say, or, just never start if you're in Miami. We'll see. Yeah, I know. What? Gosh, dang it. But I think Mbappe is so fun to watch and just learn from when you watch, and maybe we'll have a better respect for it when it's all said and done. But you have to take into account that you are watching greatness happen right now, right? You have to soak that in.
You're 100% right. And the other thing we have to take into account is the team that he's playing with. There's so much talent. It's not this is why I don't get all the Pulisic hate. He was hurt, first of all, but second of all, the talent around him isn't that good. Mbappe's he's like playing at Alabama, or he's like playing at LSU. You look at what he's doing. He's playing for the Dodgers. Everybody around him is it's like I just said. I just named off 5 other 5-stars they had. Just that there's so much talent on that team. So if you try to mess with him, then there's 4. I mean, they got another Ballon d'Or winner. Mbappe's never won the Ballon d'Or, and Dembele has. So think about that. That's the biggest award you get in soccer. It's the Heisman. It's the biggest award you get. Mbappe's never won it, but one of his teammates has, and nobody even talks about Dembele.
Yeah. It's really cool to take it all in. And it's again, you're watching some of the greatest to ever do it. Just sit back and enjoy how athletic he is, and something I want to talk about a lot more as we get into the show. But as I mentioned, a lot to talk about today. Hall of Honor, some preseason honors for football. Do those things even matter, Matt? Preseason honors?
They're cute.
They're cute.
but they don't do anything. And what I would wager to say is, how many of those do they get right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Seriously, I bet they don't even bat 50% on the preseason. Look at Arkansas's baseball last year. Wasn't Jackson Wiggins picked the player of the year in the conference?
Yeah, Carson Wiggins.
Sorry.
Yeah. And then he got his brother, so it makes sense. Yeah, but and then he got hurt. You just never know.
You never know.
And there's a lot that comes with those preseason selections. I mean, it's great to talk about, right? We're in the middle of the summer, and so you got to talk about something. But there is some kind of pressure there. When you look at that, but we'll be talking about them anyways. The SEC media, they're going to put out their list of first team, second team, third team. They're going to rank the SEC teams at SEC media days. All that's going to happen, and we're going to talk about it whether it matters or not. But it's always interesting because there's a list for something. and there's a list for everybody, and it gets kind of convoluted a little bit. But we're going to talk more about that. But of course, we're going to take a break and have Aaron Torres join us on the other side of the break. But make sure you subscribe to the Hit That Line Podcast Network and listen to the best moments of the morning rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. Halftime here with the crew and Ruskin and Zach. Stay up to date by subscribing to the Bud Light Morning Rush Podcast, the Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast, and the Ruskin and Zach Podcast, part of the Hit That Line Podcast Network. And of course, if you enjoy all of it, this is your place to do it. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to your podcasts, or find them on hitthatline.com. Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. And as always, don't forget to rate, review, and share. Halftime going to be right back after this.
Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
I don't know how you look at any of this as a negative, personally. Now, this deal was orchestrated by Learfield, right?
They're not buying Learfield. They're buying the University of Arkansas athletics department. They're buying into this administration from an athletic standpoint. They're buying into, hey, these guys will deliver what we're signing up for. That's what they're buying into.
Only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Ted McAvoy in Van Buren or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone, group chat, smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
The best Tex-Mex and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Every day, Joe's Grill makes fresh from scratch salsas, queso dip, and guacamole with crispy warm chips to start your meal. Plus fajitas, enchiladas, tacos, burritos, and more that will make your experience one you won't forget. Great Tex-Mex and even better service. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
has gone. Run on my, but you don't know the door. Playing you for the fool. There we go. Walk out the door. It comes to me. I'm gonna set you free.
Welcome back to Halftime with Alyssa Orange, Colton Little, and Razorback legend Matt Jones. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Now, let's get back to Halftime with Arkansas football legend Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
And joining us now on the Lewis Automotive Group Hotline is Aaron Torres, Fox Sports Radio host and the host of the Aaron Torres podcast. Aaron, how's the Friday going?
I mean, it's the first Friday with the new gang, so, I mean, how could I not be excited? How you guys doing? Well, my first Friday. I don't know if it's your guys' first Friday. I know you guys have been working. I mean, you took off the holiday last week, but, hey, not all of us can do that, so.
It technically is our first Friday as a group together, so welcome. Thanks for being part of it.
Happy to be here. Let's talk some Hogs.
Let's do it. Well, so I want to talk about Marcus Spears Jr. Because that's the biggest story that's happened. Being able to reclassify, commits to Texas, and is going to play this upcoming season. Chose Texas over Arkansas, LSU, and a few others. But what did you think about that news that came out yesterday?
Well, I think in the micro, Texas is really good. I liked them before. I like them more now. We can discuss that. I think in the macro, yesterday was kind of a pretty cool day for college sports because Marcus Spears Jr. is he just turned 17. And for people who don't know the rules, you have to be 19 to be eligible for the NBA draft, right? So all the guys that were just drafted a few weeks ago, Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas, whoever, if they're not 19, they have to be 19 by the end of this year. Marcus Spears won't be 19 until the year 2028, which means that he has to play 2 years of college basketball. And so what I thought was cool is that he basically said, listen, I could go play high school basketball next year and dominate and average 30 and 20, but hey, in this new world, I can come and get paid, and we don't have to pretend like NIL isn't a huge factor with it, but I can come and get paid, and I can develop for a year, and I can play 2 years of college basketball. And I think, one thing – I've always been an advocate of college basketball, of being in college, the value that being on a college campus brings. But it wasn't that long ago that it not only wasn't, it wasn't cool to play college basketball. And you had guys joining the Overtime Elite and the other programs where you didn't even have to go to college and you were kind of just waiting things out until you were draft eligible. Now you have guys actively choosing to play 2 years of college basketball. So I think it's cool. From the Texas perspective, we could continue on if you guys want to, but they're going to be really good. I think in my opinion, right now, we know that Arkansas still has some pieces to add, but I think Texas is the definitive second best team in the SEC behind Florida going into next season.
Well, I tell you, nobody listening wants to talk more Texas. So we just got it out of the way. We're just going to go ahead and kill that one. But it was big
Good
news,
Texas.
Yeah.
Good Texas, yeah.
But it was
Bad
big
Texas,
news.
that'd be a different story.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. We could talk about how bad Texas is and everyone would love it. But when you look at Arkansas and you talk about pieces, they're about to go to the Bahamas and they're going to see what they kind of have already. But what do they need right now with Cal?
Well, they need to add big bodies. And this is an ongoing thing. Matt and I have been talking about this since probably April, honestly. It's no secret. You don't need me to tell you that the options are slim at this point. And you're looking at, either a reclass candidate or, obviously potentially maybe more overseas players, although it feels like Arkansas is kind of done with that route, but who really knows these days? It's not a perfect situation. I think two things can be true. I think the fans that obviously saw how last season ended with Arizona, that dominant front court really kind of taking it to Arkansas, I think you're allowed to be frustrated. I think, I have said on my show and my platforms is I love Coach Cal, but, this notion that we're not going to, quote unquote, overpay for guys in the portal, Well, you're not overpaying if that's what the market is. Now, you might not individually value a player at that number, but the market is what the market is. And so I don't know if this makes him reevaluate how he builds rosters going forward, at least in the front court. But the counter is, and this is something else I've tried to say as well, Arkansas is, even if they don't add any more pieces, still, in my opinion, like a top 12, top 15 team coming into next year with the ceiling to be even better. And so this isn't, hey, we need to add pieces, and if we don't, we're going to be playing on Wednesday at the SEC tournament as the 15th seed. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, obviously, when you have Coach Cal, every year you want to be in contention for a national championship. And I think they're going to be really good, but I think they really still need to add pieces here as we hit the final stretch of the summer.
That's a good point, AT. I think of Anthony Davis. I know that's when Cal won his national championship, but I think of Boogie Cousins, Nerlens Noel, Willie Cauley-Stein, even back to Marcus Camby at UMass. I look at this Arkansas roster, and I think the guards are an A. That's just what I think with Coach Cal. But I think our bigs are like a C-. Like I don't know if that's – is there a way that maybe our bigs – if our bigs can be a B – then I think the Arkansas team can make a Final Four, but I don't see it right now on the squad.
Well, and I think the issue becomes you have talented bigs like Mika Miranen. I can only go off the reports that other people are sharing that have seen practice, but people are talking about him as way better than people realize. My counter to it is, though, is he going to play like a quote unquote big man? And I think we saw last year, and it's ironic because Coach Cal, of all people, he said it, I want to say it was maybe SEC Media Days last year. He said, if you don't have a low post presence, you don't have a real team. And I think his insinuation was everybody wants to space it out. Everybody wants to play 5 out. Everybody wants to shoot 33s a game. Sometimes it's nice to just throw the ball down low and know you're getting 2 points or you're getting to the foul line or whatever. And so there are big bodies on the roster. But I think to the point that you're making, Matt, if they have to play big, if they get into a physicality match, is that something that the current guys can do? And I think the answer is no. And I think to your point, it pretty much puts an artificial ceiling on the team going into next year. Now, it's the NCAA tournament. If things break right, maybe things go a little bit differently. Like I still think even go back to last year, it was just a terrible draw with Arizona, more than it was not having the right guys. And so, if things go a little bit different, if you get put in a different region, maybe you're in an Elite Eight or the Final Four, but you don't want to have to hope the draw breaks well. You don't want to have to be in a situation where you're hoping that the other good teams in your region get knocked out to feel great about your path. And unfortunately, and I don't want to be negative, it's July. There's a lot of time between now and when the season starts, let alone when the actual tournament begins. But I think what you said is accurate. I think it's okay to acknowledge that it has been a disappointing offseason in terms of getting front court help in an offseason where Coach Cal from the beginning said that was going to be the priority.
Hey, Aaron, the 5-for-5 rule that the NCAA granted, I guess it kind of sounds like a Wendy's commercial, but who does that help more? Does it help like the players that are like a C+ player, B player? Because we all know the A players are 1 and 2 and done. Can you see this helping those guys that are kind of, they're probably never going to be a first-round draft pick, but they're going to be able to play 5 years and not necessarily going to be at the same school all the time. But are you in favor of this 5-and-5 rule?
I'm in favor of it on paper because I think the actual biggest issue that it solves is that it eliminates some of the stuff with the Euros. And listen, Coach Cal has been maybe the most vocal opponent of that. But as somebody who loves college basketball and as somebody who wants as many good players in college basketball as possible, I will readily admit that bringing over a 23-year-old and claiming, he just wants that Charleston Southern education. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if he's coming from overseas at 23 because he's dying for that degree. And so I think that's where the 5-and-5 helps. Let me put it this way. I still have major doubts because every rule, and this is, like we want to blame the NCAA for everything, but they try to put in rules, and then the second that somebody doesn't like how the rule is implemented, somebody's suing in a court. And so I just find it hard to believe that in a year from now, we're not going to get lawsuits. At some point, somebody is going to have played 5 years. They'll feel like they deserve a sixth year, probably a guy that's had multiple injuries or a girl that's had multiple injuries, and they'll sue, and then we'll be in court again, and frankly, they'll probably win. And so on paper, I think it makes sense. I think it does truly eliminate one big issue, which again is Euros coming over at 23, 24, 22 and trying to get 4 years of eligibility. I just think, like all these rules, I just will believe that it is actually implemented in the way that it was intended to when I see it. And I will believe that there are no lawyers that are going to try to stick their face in the middle of it and make a little bit of money off of it, because they do it for every other rule that we put into place in college sports probably over the last 6 or 7 years.
You know, you bring up age gap. Well, and I think that this is crazy, and this is where I want to go with this. You know, Australia guard Ben Henshaw signing with Ole Miss, 22 years old. And then we talk about Marcus Spears Jr., 17 years old. That is two players who are going to play against each other that are that big of an age gap. I mean, it's insane. And he played a little bit of pro ball in Perth, and now he's going to come play college ball at 22 years old. You know, yet another international player commit to UCLA. I mean, what are your feelings on this international players and having them come over and the age gap and everything? Does it help college basketball? Does it hurt college basketball?
I lost you for half a second there. Were you just talking about, does it help college basketball to have older players in, or what? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah. Just if you think it hurts it or if it helps it.
Listen, in general, I am in favor of more good players playing than fewer, I guess is probably the right way to say it. But I also am a realist that, you know, some things, again, well-intentioned, you know, listen, there's one thing we've learned, and Alyssa, I don't totally know your background, but I know that Matt has been around college sports for 15, 20 years. And Matt, I don't want to age you, but I know I'm pretty accurate on that time frame.
I'm 43
We
years
all
old,
love our
yeah.
teams. What's that?
I said I'm 43 years old. Yep, I'm pretty old. 18.
Yeah. So I may have undersold you there a little bit.
Thank
but
you.
listen, we all love our team. We all love the coach when he's our coach.
Sure.
We also know that most of these coaches are going to do anything they can, even if it's within the rules, to, you know, help their team win. And in their defense, like, that's kind of their job, right? Like, it's kind of, you know, pick a coach. We don't have to go through every single one, but it's their job to win games. And so everyone is doing what's within the rules, but I do think there still need to be rules. And I do think that as the rules get vague and gray, people and coaches are going to continue to push them as far as possible. And so, again, in theory, I think it's really cool that these top international players are coming to play college basketball, right? And you think about all the great international players in the NBA, and I was even thinking about this the other day, like, what if NIL had been in place when Luka Doncic was 16 years old? Would we have seen him in college basketball? You know, you go on and on down the list. But, again, I do think it is within reason that, you know, to your point, Alyssa, a 22, 23, 24-year-old, is that really a college student? And, like, at some point, is it kind of going against, like, the, you know, the spirit of what we're supposed to be doing, which, again, I understand that we're basically at a point where college sports is basically professionalized at this point. But, again, you know, bringing over 22, 23, 24-year-olds that have been playing pro for 6, 7 years, I don't know that that's in the spirit of what we're trying to do or what we intended to do. And so, again, you know, I'm going over it again and again, but, you know, I think 2-3 years ago when, say, a kid named Yegor Demon, who ended up being a lottery pick, you know, came to BYU, that was cool. He's 17 years old. You know, he's of college age. You know, in a different world he could have played. Now NIL allows him to play. But to the exact point that you just made, now we have a 22-year-old guard who's been playing professionally for 6-7 years now in Australia coming over, and he's claiming, oh, I'm just doing it because I love Ole Miss and, hotty toddy gosh almighty. And it's like, no, I don't think you're coming because you've seen The Grove on YouTube and you want to experience it firsthand. I think you're doing it, and I think we know why. And it's because of money, and it's because of opportunity.
Hey,
nothing wrong with the Grove though on a Saturday morning.
Hey, I want to ask.
I have been. It's nice.
I want to ask you about Beckham Black, Anthony Black's brother.
Sure.
Everybody at Arkansas knows who Anthony Black is. We know who Beckham Black is. What's your thought? Is he going to be the number one player in his class? Is he going to reclassify? That seems to be the hot word right now in basketball. What's your thoughts on what Beckham Black does? And is he a true 5-star? Is he the best player in his class?
I think he's right up there. And by the way, it is amazing. I have a team specific Twitter account, Torres on the Hogs, and our intern tweeted out a highlight video of something about Beckham Black, and all the Arkansas fans. Yeah, we know who Beckham Black is. You don't need to tell us. Blah 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 blah. So anyway, that's not a dig at Arkansas fans. It's just that clearly there's a lot of excitement given his ties to the program with his older brother. With the reclass stuff, one, I actually don't know his birthday, right? So, like, in theory, just because he reclassifies, it doesn't mean that it would be a 2-year thing like Marcus Spears, although I think that it probably would be. But, I think the thing with the reclass stuff, it's not something that generally, in theory, that you just decide on a Monday and by Wednesday it's done. It's, you have to make up a year's worth of academics at some point to get yourself eligible. And so my hunch is he stays in high school. I will tell you, I tried to watch some of the Team USA. He played on the U17 team. Everything I saw, he was awesome. And everything I saw, he certainly looked like the best guard, at least in the U.S. In high school basketball to me. And so my guess is he plays one more year. It feels a little early to start speculating on where he'll end up, but I do think that, Arkansas right now should feel in as good a position as anybody. Obviously, the two things that everybody knows, John Calipari's track record speaks for itself with guards specifically. And then I know that his brother didn't play for Coach Cal, but his brother has been on campus. His brother has ties to the school. His brother's been on campus since Coach Cal got the job. And so, I get asked these questions all the time, Matt, and I think my thought on it is, and I always say this, and I think people get mad, is for most of these guys, to say definitively one school's the definitive favorite or one school's whatever, I think most of them don't even know. It's really around this time that they start cutting their list, that they start setting up visits for the fall for those big football weekends. And I think really, assuming there's no crazy reclassification, which I don't think there would be given the schools that are recruiting him, I think as we get into September, we can probably start to feel out a little bit better of where he could actually end up based on, when he cuts his list, visits, things like that.
Yeah, I looked up his birthday, by the way, January 30th. So he just turned 17 in January.
Oh, yeah. No, and
there you go.
Last thing, and I don't know if I'm going long here, but, Marcus Spears, it's one thing to be a big guy, get in the system, work on your weights, this and that. I've seen these reclass guards as good as he could be. I would advise him stay in high school. It's not, there's millions potentially to make in college, but, and really quick too, and I'll be quick, but Arkansas set at guard, Duke set at guard, Carolina set at guard, the schools that would be interested in him and he'd be interested in, I think they're pretty set. So I don't necessarily see the fit. And he's one that I would say probably smarter not to rush the process.
Well, Aaron, thanks for the time. We appreciate you. We'll catch up with you next Friday.
All right, guys. Thank you for having me. We will talk soon. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate you. Aaron Torres there of Fox Sports Radio and of the Aaron Torres podcast. Thanks so much for joining us.
I didn't even ask a World Cup question.
I know. I wanted to ask a World Cup, but he's been tweeting nonstop about the World Cup.
I dropped the ball.
He's all about it too. He was he's been paying attention. So next week we'll ask him.
Championship will be set up next Friday.
There you go. We'll ask him. And we're going to take a break here on halftime. We'll be right back.
Hey, if you go to Arkansas, you're going to win and you're going to play in big games. Said nobody. When is the last time Arkansas football played in a big game that meant anything?
This is halftime.
Attention skilled craftsmen, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is hiring only the best that the natural state has to offer. If you're ready for your next big opportunity to have steady work and better pay, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is ready to talk to you. Bath Makeover is looking for plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers to help us keep up with high demand. Bath Makeover is growing our commercial division as well, with the ability to now install over 100 bathrooms a month. Bath Makeover can knock out multi-unit projects quickly, easily 10 bathrooms at a time in a single week at hotels, apartments, and government housing all across Arkansas. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is looking for only experienced and qualified skilled craftsmen to join our talented team. To learn more about the job opportunities at Bath Makeover of Arkansas, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com. Plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When it comes to what's in your bag, size matters. Only Hardee's lets you choose from full-size favorites. Charbroiled, hand-breaded, hot and melty, plus fries and a drink in our original bag. And all starting at just $5.99. Well, guess price matters too. Hardee's original bag, starting at $5.99. Because hard work deserves more than a teeny bag and an empty wallet. Price may vary. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants. Tax not included. Not valid with any other offer, discounted combo.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One has a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
As America celebrates 250 years of hard work and innovation, WT Equipment is proud to carry American-built Hustler turf mowers. During the Hustler Pro Sales event, commercial customers can take advantage of some of the best pricing of the year on qualifying Hustler Zero turns. Whether you're replacing one mower or growing your fleet, now is the time to save. But don't wait. The Pro Sales event ends July 31st. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location or visit WTEquip.com today.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
We've been lost. Maybe last time it's all we need. My tongue's all tired now. Jumping off a bridge, it's just for fun.
You're listening to Halftime with Alyssa Orange, Colton Little, and Razorback legend Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
really critical right now of yourself and your performances, or do you kind of take in what the moment is, realizing that this can be kind of haphazard basketball at times?
No, I'm critical.
Yeah. How much does it bother you?
A lot. I think they doing their job. I think it's me. So we gotta. If I play better, I think we would be winning by a lot more points. So I think those guys are doing their job. They're playing great. I got to be better on both ends on the floor, especially as the point guard. But
Hunter Yurachek should listen to that. Take a little accountability right there, huh?
How about it? How
Man.
about it? Coming in hot. But Darius Acuff doing Darius Acuff things. Very critical of himself. 19 points. He had 4 assists yesterday in their summer league game. He also was mic'd up. Did you guys see that on X? They mic'd him up for a little bit of that game as well.
Yeah, I saw that as well. But I mean, Matt, you're right. Maybe a little bit of a humility, accountability.
When you're the head guy up here, it starts with you, man. It starts with you. Quit acting like it doesn't start with you. Listen to your former player that you had up there on campus. Take a little accountability for what's going on, and let's try to get it right. I think Coach Silverfield's better than the last regime we had up there. So let's pull the Band-Aid off, take a little accountability, and let's go forward. And let's make how you sell out the stadium. You get Arkansas kids that can play. Every little Arkansas kid that can play, you make sure they don't leave the state. That's how you sell out the stadium.
It's a very mature thing to do, to have to be accountable and to have to be, humble. And in that way, Matt, you're right. And that's what kind of stuck out to me about the Darius Acuff stuff, was just how mature.
He's got some humility, doesn't he?
How humble he is and how mature he sounds. And he sounds like he's, a wily veteran already. So that's one thing I think Sacramento can feel really good about. Maybe some of the on-the-court product isn't quite as consistent or efficient as you'd like. He is a volume shooter, probably always will be. But at the same time, he carries himself like a pro, and he has ever since he was here at Arkansas, too.
Mm-hmm. You know what that attitude gets you, that humility and accountability? It gets you better.
Well, he's a leader. That's what leaders do.
Exactly.
They don't
And
blame. They don't blame other people, and they don't tell other people how to act. That's not what leaders do.
He's going to be special. And I think we've known that for a long time. But I thought that those comments were interesting and again, very Darius Acuff like. He is never going to be able to settle. He always thinks he's going to be better, and that's how the greats act. Absolutely. I mean, I think if you were to go back, you could probably listen to a young LeBron James, a young Kobe Bryant, a young Michael Jordan saying the exact same thing. He goes, I was terrible today. I'm playing terrible. He had 19 points, 4 assists in 27 minutes yesterday. And they play later on today as well. Cleveland's playing today at 3:30. That's where Malik Thomas is. And Denver's playing at 5:30. But they put out some summer league guys. You also have Nick Pringle with the Celtics, Adu Thiero with the Lakers, and Jonas Adu as well with the Jazz, Ricky Councils with the Magic. So a lot of guys to watch, former Razorbacks to watch in the summer league right now.
Man, I've always been a Ricky Council fan. Man, he's so athletic. I don't know if he'll ever really kind of break the cusp, if he'll ever get there where he's in a starting role. But man, that dude could bounce around the NBA and be a 7th, 8th guy on the bench for the next 5, 6, 7 years. No question about it.
It should be fun, turning on the summer league. I've never really watched it, but I feel like I have to now. Like, I want to go watch Darius Acuff play for the Kings.
It's like
I don't think I've ever watched a Kings game in my life.
And there's no reason to. Not since Doug Christie and Bobby Jackson and Mike Bibby and Bloody Dottie, because he likes the potty, and Chris Webber played out there. That was in the white chocolate. That was the Sacramento Queens era. If it wasn't for the Lakers' 3-year back-to-back just dominance, I think the Queens could have won a championship. They're one of the best teams. They're on a short list of like one of the best teams to not win a championship. Those squads, they had depth, they had talent. Oh man, they were fun to watch back then.
I look at this list of all these guys who are playing in the summer league that have Arkansas ties, and then you also look at the guys who are just in the league in general with Moses Moody, Jalen Williams, Isaiah Joe, Bobby Portis, Nick Smith, Anthony Black, talked about him as well, Jordan Walsh up with Boston as well. It has been really fun to see so many former Razorbacks playing professional basketball now more than probably ever.
Well, and one of my favorites, a teammate of mine, Ronnie Brewer, going into the Hall of Honor. We get to talk to Coach Z coming up. One of the smartest teammates I've ever had, and he's up there with the staff still. understands defense, understands coaching, understands how to talk to the kids, speaks that language. I'm excited for Ronnie Brewer. He definitely, he deserves it. No question. Then Tony Bua as well. Tony Bua would be one of those guys, Alyssa, that no matter what you're doing, you're going to pick him first. Like you look at you like, no, we're going to pick Tony Bua because that dude is the ultimate competitor.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to Z about this class. He told me that there were so many people who could have gone into this Hall of Honor class this year, and they were able to have the tough decision to wire it down to the ones that they did pick. But we get to talk to him next in this next hour at 12:15 about that class. And he's been at basketball practice, Matt, so a lot of basketball talk with him as well. So that'll be really, really fun to kind of get his take on what he thinks about the basketball team.
I do want to get his take on and I know it's way too early, but I want to kind of get his grade on what the bigs are. What does he think what are they now? And obviously we're not a finished product. What we are now is not what you're going to be in April next year. No question about it. But can they rise to the occasion where you can be? Because I think this, Alyssa, I think our guards are. You look at Coach Cal. How many times has he not had a backcourt that are A players? Like probably once or twice, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and say our guards are going to be A's. If our bigs can be a B-, we can make a Final Four.
You could. I mean, they could have last year. I think they just ran into the best team.
Got the wrong draw. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. So I mean, they're going to be talented for sure. You can make a run. It's all about the draw and sometimes, but I guarantee you, I bet Z's got a lot to say on this team. Hey, speaking of betting, Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. And for those who like to make a little wager on their favorite sporting event, Bet Saracen is as close as your cell phone, which I bet you have in your hand right now. If you want to follow the odds, favorites, and underdogs, Bet Saracen is where you want to be. So for the most accurate and up-to-date sports wagering info, all you got to do is get that Bet Saracen app. And as a welcome bonus, sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, and then place a $25 bet. And once that settles, you will have $125 in free bets. Bet Saracen is the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Our day in review coming up as we wrap up this first hour of halftime after this.
I believe they had a little guard from Little Rock. His name was Harrison, his last name. And I checked into the game, and one of the first things he said to me was, "Why don't you stick to football?"
This is halftime.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust a team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
The best Tex-Mex and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Every day, Joe's Grill makes fresh from scratch salsas, queso dip, and guacamole with crispy warm chips to start your meal. Plus fajitas, enchiladas, tacos, burritos, and more that will make your experience one you won't forget. Great Tex-Mex and even better service. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Hey, Fort Smith. Have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro Outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. The future of office printing is here with Xerox's Connect Key technology and cloud connectivity. Xerox offers seamless integration, top-notch security, and unmatched efficiency to help your business stay ahead. Don't miss out. Call us today at 783-6600 and ask about our special offer for a free Xerox color printer with many Xerox models. Dixie Digital Imaging, leading the way in office technology.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle.
Me going, you got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you really got me now. You really got me. You really got me. You really got me.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Back on halftime here, about 7.5 minutes till the top of the noontime hour. We're going to have Coach Z along at 12:15. Excited to talk to him about Razorback basketball, all things Razorbacks. That Hall of Honor class is just full. I mean, just like stacked full of heavy hitters. Tony Bua, Jason Peters, Brett Eibner. That Brett Eibner home run will forever
I just
live
watched
in my
that.
mind. It will
I just
forever
watched that
live
on
in my
Twitter.
mind. And the call of the great Chuck Barrett talking about how for all his troubles, Brett Eibner may have just saved the day for the Razorbacks. And he sure did. We'll talk about that a little bit later on with Coach Z. It is time for our Today in Review. Real quick here. We'll start with some historical events, starting in order here. In 1940 on this date, July the 10th, year of our Lord 2026, but back up about 86 years ago, the Battle of Britain begins. As forces from Germany attack shipping convoys in the English Channel. Of course, a handful of years later, all would be restored. 1950, Your Hit Parade premieres on NBC TV, later on CBS, after being broadcast on the radio since 1935. 1971, on the 100th British Open men's golf at Royal Birkdale, Lee Trevino wins the first of his consecutive Open championships. On this day in 2018, one of Alyssa's favorites, Drizzy Drake, also known as Jimmy Brooks from Degrassi, Aubrey Graham as well. Drake surpasses the Beatles as a record for the most simultaneous singles in the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10, with 7 from his album Scorpion, breaking the record of 5. Famous birthdays today. In 1856, Nikola Tesla. Today in 1943, a guy I just learned was from Alyssa's home
Richmond,
state.
Virginia.
Yeah,
What's
from
up?
Richmond, Virginia. 1943, Arthur Ashe. Born today in 1943. 1954, MLB Hall of Famer Andre Dawson. 1972, Sofia Vergara. And 1980, Jessica Simpson. Today's national days.
Is this tuna or chicken? I'm just kidding. You'd had to have watched the show.
It's chicken of the sea,
It's
right?
chicken of the
Yeah.
sea.
National days. National French Fry Day, National Kitten Day, National Pina Colada Day, and National Don't Step on a Bee Day. You ever been stung by a bee? Any flying insects?
Oh God, the wasp stings are the worst. Like my finger swells up like a I
you
got
allergic?
stung. No, it wasn't bad. Like I got stung about a year ago in the garden, and it just it hurts so bad.
Matt,
Gosh
you ever
dang.
been stung
Yes,
by
multiple times.
stinging
Probably
flying
7.
insect?
I've probably been stung 7 times.
7
since
times.
I can remember.
Different
Yeah.
insects
Oh
or
my
all the
God.
same type?
I got
like a
stuck,
wasp
so
or
I
a
was
hornet?
like I was living in Van Buren over there before the tornado, so I'd have been like 5th or 6th grade, and they were building a house, and I saw this wasp's nest, and so I'm about 20 yards away, and I'm like, I'm gonna hit it with a rock, and man, if I didn't hit it with a rock, and that sucker still, I thought I was far enough away.
Yeah.
Nuh-mm, he came and got me.
Those things are heat-seeking missiles.
He came and got me.
Not to be a Tommy Topper, but I do have you both beat. At Yellow Jackets, they build their nests
Ooh.
in holes in the ground. And so
Yeah.
as a young lad, I saw a hole in the ground, which looked like a perfect place for me to design my own flag out of paper, tape it to a stick, and claim that territory as my own. You know, I'm like 5 or 6 years old. I'm an explorer. I'm out there in the front yard. There's a hole there. It's perfect. I put the stick in there. I jam it in. I'm standing directly over the hole, and the Yellow Jackets swarmed. They swarmed up my pants legs into my shorts, and my mother counted 30-something plus stings.
Sorry. Ooh.
Yes. Well, you know, one of the ways to draw the I guess the poison or the venom, whatever it is, out of there is to rub a little chewing tobacco on there. So I technically had my first dip when I was 6 years old because Daddy he just
Oh my God.
pulled it out of his mouth
That'd
and
give
slapped
you a
him
head
on
rush.
there.
Yeah, you'd
Oh
be all
man,
good.
what a head rush! What a head rush that
Oh,
was. That's your today
man.
in review. That's your today.
I love
in
it.
review.
Well
Yeah.
done.
Don't step
well
on
done,
the beat.
except for the beat. Don't
Yeah,
step on a
don't
beat.
step on
It's
a
awful.
beat.
Hey,
Don't
best
get
French
stung by
fry.
Yellow
Who has
Jackets.
the best French fries since it's National French Fry Day?
Ooh, best French fries. It's really hard to beat McDonald's. Those are my favorite when they're fresh and they're hot.
Ooh. See, I'm a
Hard to
Wendy's
top
girl.
them. Wendy's are good.
Hard-
They've
man,
stepped their game
Wendy's,
up. They've stepped their game up.
they don't last from the drive-through to the house.
No.
When I get things to go at Wendy's, those fries are so good. They're so good. All right, y'all. We've got much more halftime included. We've talked about it. The Hall of Honor class. Matt Zimmerman going to join us at 12:15 to break it all down. So stick around right after this.
What could you do with $10,000? Well, now's as good a time as any to find out. It's time for our very first Wrath Big Ath 10K Summer Giveaway brought to you by Wrath Auto Resources. Just visit us at 4515 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith and enter to win $10,000. While you're here, check out any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. It's the Wrath Big Ath 10K Summer Giveaway brought to you by Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, WrathAutoFortSmith.com. No purchase necessary. See dealer for complete rules.
The good old summertime is here, and Gelco Outdoors is having a good old summertime sale on all summer clothing. Save up to 50% off on select Ariat, Perlebo, Drake, Habit, Hook, Local Boy, and Wrangler clothing. Check out the best deal in town on Ariat and Wrangler blue jeans. Buy 2 pair, get a 3rd free. Bow hunters, come see us for getting your bow ready. Great deals on Elite, Hoyt, and Matthews bows. Close out the summer with savings at Gelco Outdoors. Remember, work, fish, hunt. That's what we do at Gelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fifth Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Big news is rolling into Wheeler Power Sports. We're proud to announce that we're officially picking up Aprilia. From championship-winning racing heritage to aggressive Italian styling, Aprilia brings pure adrenaline to every ride, and the wait won't be long. Our first shipment of bikes is expected to arrive around in mid-June, and trust us, you're going to want to see these machines in person. Stay tuned for inventory updates, arrival dates, and exclusive first looks right here at Wheeler Power Sports. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. There's a slight chance of a few showers of storms across the north. Our high temperatures in the low to mid 90s. Hit or miss showers of storms after midnight tonight, mid 70s. And then a much better chance of showers and storms as we head through Saturday, especially across the north, upper 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN, Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 57 days.
Listen to this. I've been ringing the bell for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
Said you had very motivational words at halftime.
What you gonna bring to the table tonight? This moment, this hour. It ain't no doggone tomorrow, brother.
I've never taken the high road, but I tell other people to, because then there's more room for me on the low road.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
So, look, I'm not a big Jinx guy, but I also am a big Jinx guy.
Sports talk that doesn't sound like everyone else.
I just think it kind of fell flat, but such a great concept.
And that was one of Coach Nutt's messages. The only people that know what's going on are the people inside that room.
It's halftime with Alyssa Orange.
These kids these days, they don't know.
Grab your orange slices, get those cramps rubbed out, listen to Coach, it's halftime.
And Razorback legend Matt Jones.
I don't ever want to embellish anything. I want to just tell you my thoughts and what I see and how it is.
Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios, this is halftime.
Welcome back to halftime on this lovely Friday. Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, and Colton Little with you. And we're getting ready to gear up for hour 2 here on halftime. Want to go back to the World Cup because we've got more games today. But I want to talk about Mbappe. We talked about him a little bit at the top of the show, Matt. But really, when you look at him at 27 years old, is it potentially possible, I said this earlier, for him to end his career as the best player to ever play?
No, he's a
No?
winger. He doesn't really. The thing is his pace. Does he have touch? Is he amazing? Yes. I don't think he can surpass Messi. And there's other positions. I'm a big fan of the people in the midfield. Could he end himself as the best player to ever play in the World Cup? Yes. He's scoring over. He's started 17 games and has 20 goals in the World Cup. So when he starts, he scores a goal. If he plays in another 4 years and plays at the next World Cup, he scores another 8 goals, he might set some numbers that can't get caught. Do I think he has the chance? He hasn't won anything domestically. He was at PSG for a handful of years. They never won. He leaves, goes to Real Madrid. PSG wins the Champions League. So he hasn't won enough yet. But the talent's there. Yeah, is he amazing? Is he the best player in the world right now? I don't see. That's where I guess if you were to say, hey, pick a player first, you're probably going to take Mbappe first. Yeah, so I get that.
Matt, does the fact that maybe all of these all the people that we consider to be goats or greats in soccer, like Messi, Pele, Ronaldo, those guys like that, does the fact that they're from Latin American countries play a huge part in that? Because I feel like that's where the cultural impact of what
The Brazilian
Messi's done.
Ronaldo too. Yeah. It could be. It could be. Thierry Henry was amazing. He's a Frenchman. Zinedine Zidane, who is a midfielder.
I saw a video of him headbutting somebody
That I
the other
told.
day.
That's when I got into soccer. That was the 06. That's when I got into it. He's one of the best players to ever play the game. He's a Frenchman. So
What about like David Beckham?
Beckham
Where would he rank?
he was a crosser of the ball. He was a magician whipping that ball in free kick specialist. That's his superpower. We talk about players. You got to have a superpower. That's his superpower. Beckham's not a Beckham. I don't know. Like all time best soccer players. I don't think David Beckham's a top 20 all time soccer player. Could he be top 50?
Okay.
Yeah, he could be top 50. But he had that quality of whipping that ball in, free kick. He was amazing at it. But he's Beckham. Yeah, he's not top 20.
So France winning yesterday continues to solidify them as the favorite in the World Cup.
Beckham might be top 20 on being pretty though. Like saying, hey.
No,
pretty.
he's like top 5.
There you go.
sir.
That's what I mean. There we go. Yeah.
That's a different list, and he's top 5 on that list. you can agree to disagree with me. That's fine.
No, I agree with you.
No,
He's
I'm
a
talking
good-
about any listener.
Yeah, he's a good-looking man.
I get you.
You
He's
can't
top
sew
five. And he's
underwear
not
and be
five.
ugly, man. You just that's not
No.
those two lives.
No, not at all. Are you concerned at all, Matt, with Mbappe and his ankle?
I think at this point in your career, everybody's always a little banged up. You got to remember it's first class treatment. It's around the clock. Hyperbaric chambers, massages, everything to get you right. All the hydration, all the food. So no, yeah. Are you a little worried? Yeah, because ankles, you got to kind of, you know what you don't ever see, and this is crazy. You don't ever see guys that play soccer wearing knee braces. You know what I mean?
No.
Football, you see it. Even sometimes in basketball, you see it. You don't see like that. You don't have a lot of tape and you might have some stretch tape and stuff. I don't know what the severity of his ankle is. If it's hurt, then it's hurt. The thing is, they have another guy that's going to step right up. And now is he as good as
He
Mbappe?
says he's fine.
No, I think he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, he says he's fine. Hey, something else we haven't talked about since we're talking about Messi and Mbappe is the Golden Boot, the race for the Golden Boot. They've talked about it a lot on the broadcast, but we've never. Could you explain to people who don't know what that is?
So who scores the most goals in the tournament doesn't matter when your team gets knocked out. Not only the round robin phase counts too. So whatever one player scores the most goals in the tournament will win the Golden Boot. But let's say both players score 9 goals, then they would defer to who had the most assists. You know what, Alyssa? I don't know what the third tiebreaker is. I think maybe if you have goals and assists, maybe I don't know if they do it in minutes played, like if you played less minutes, or if they just say co Golden Boot winners. And I'm sorry, I don't know the answer. I should know that.
So fewest minutes played. So
there
the
you
first
go.
two
So I was
tiebreakers
right.
are applied in this order. So yeah, most assists and then fewest minutes played. If assists are also equal, the award goes to the player who scored their goals while playing fewer total minutes in the tournament. So there you have it.
And then you have a golden ball who is essentially the MVP of the tournament. Messi has 2 of those. If Argentina wins again, then there's he'll get his third one, and I don't think that'd be a record that I think can never be broken.
So right now, looking at it, Mbappe and Messi are tied at 8.
And Mbappe has more assists, I believe. So I think Mbappe would be number 1 right now.
Okay. So Holland has 7.
You know, Norway and England play tomorrow, Alyssa, and that might be the game I'm looking forward to the most out of all 4 of these games. We were talking France, Morocco, Spain, Belgium today. That you have 2 midfielders that are top 5 in the world in Martin Odegaard and Jude Bellingham. Martin Odegaard for Norway, Jude Bellingham for England. You have the number 1 and number 2 center forwards in the world in Edward Holling and Harry Kane. Like it's gonna be a bananas game.
It's gonna be so fun. And I also thought this made me laugh because when I saw Holland say this, I thought of you actually, Matt. But he was asked about playing the potential of them winning and beating England, and he said something to the effect of very low.
He's humble. Yeah.
He is. And so I laughed because I was like, we're over here like, oh my gosh, Norway can beat anybody. We're starting to build that fandom and get it. And he's just like you. He's like, it's a slim to low chance that we can beat England. It made me laugh. I was like, well, that's at least he's realistic.
FIFA is selling 1,200 World Cup tickets to the final. All right, this is 1,200 of the tickets that are going to be for the final that's going to be in New Jersey next Sunday. You guys care to guess what these tickets are? Just the
prices? Ooh, and it's in Jersey. I'm gonna go 6,000.
You're so close. $7,000 a ticket
Wow.
for 1,200. That's a 90-minute game. That's just and it's a running clock. That's
a lot.
wild.
What were those tickets going for at Madison Square Garden for the NBA finals?
Yeah.
Those were insane.
Oof.
Were those close?
I think
close to
so.
6,000.
That was
more than
some of that.
Yeah, but
more than
those were like 5, 6.
Depending on where you were. Yeah.
But that was also to be in the next Jay-Z music video and
Ben Stiller's documentary.
Yeah, and sit there and get lip filler tips from
Wow.
Kylie Jenner or something.
Oh,
Big time.
that's crazy though. That's crazy. That'll be really fun though to see who gets to the final. But I will not be paying $6,000 the ticket to
Can't
go
do
see
it.
it. I'll be watching it on my couch. Really, really comfortable. Hey, we're gonna take a break here on halftime. Matt Zimmerman gonna join us, break down the Hall of Honor class of 2026, as well as how basketball practice is going for the Razorbacks. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle.
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield, the 40, the 30, College at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Only on ESPN 95.3.
When I'm in the mood for something sweet and hot, do I wait, hoping my husband walks in dressed in tight tennis shorts and a dozen roses? No. I hit Hardee's for the new made-from-scratch hot honey biscuit. That crispy chicken, that hot honey, and that sweet prize. Just $3.99 for a limited time. Or that hand-breaded hot honey chicken sandwich with crispy bacon and melted Swiss on a brioche bun. Hardee's new hot honey menu. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included. Not valid for use within a combo or in combination with any other offer or discount.
Happy 250th birthday, America. For 76 years, Crabtree RV Center has been proud to serve the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. We're thankful for the freedoms that make it possible to serve our neighbors every day. Located on 17 acres at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Crabtree RV Center is truly your one-stop shop with sales, service, and parts all at one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 75 years.
Busy season is here, and C2 Supply is ready to keep you stocked and moving. Whether you're tackling big jobs or everyday work, we've got the supplies to keep things running smoothly. Stop by C2 Supply, 602N, Broadway in Poteau, or give us a call at 918-647-0430. C2 Supply, keeping your jobs moving all season long, and let us see to your supply needs.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th. The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
In Arkansas, cancers of the lung, breast, prostate, and colon are the leading cause of cancer deaths. Yet simple screenings can save lives, helping doctors find and treat cancer early. If you have a family history of cancer, you need to start screenings even earlier, because cancer screenings can never come too soon, only too late. To learn more, visit cancer.uams.edu. Sponsored by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and UAMS.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Jimmy! Got it. I got it. I got something that makes me want to shout. I got something that tells me what it's all about. and I'm super bad. I got soul, and I'm super bad. Gotta move, tell me what to do. Sometimes I feel. Gotta move, tell me what to do. Sometimes I feel so nice, I wanna try myself a few.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline.
Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
And joining us now on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, Matt Zimmerman, Coach Z, as everyone likes to affectionately refer to him as. Coach, how you doing?
Oh, doing great. Good to be on with
Good.
you guys. And nice. I'm not used to jumping on the radio with Alyssa, although we've dealt with each other a lot over the years, back in Pick Trail Nation and everything else. So it's good to be on with you. But I've done a lot of radio stuff with Matt, whether it was the Buzz or ESPN 99.5. Matt and I've done a lot of radio
And
together.
shake me, Coach.
Do you see how he described that as I dealt with her a lot?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He dealt with me.
But what did I say with Matt? I got to do stuff with Matt. See, Matt, it was nice. But yeah, with you, I had to deal with you. But
I
no,
thought
miss
our
seeing Matt.
friendship was better than that.
I know. It is. It definitely is.
Okay.
We go way back. I remember when you moved here from Texas way back in the day when you first came here to work in television. So that was a long time ago, maybe 12, 13 years ago.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. We
Yeah.
go way back. We go way back.
Absolutely.
Now, Coach, you've been a part of putting together this Hall of Honor class, and you mentioned the first one you did was the one that Matt was inducted into a few years ago. What goes in? I mean, I can't imagine having to select all of the athletes to be in each class. So what goes into the selection?
Yeah, it's. I first started getting involved with it in 2020 when I came to the foundation. Of course, Dean Weber, who was with Matt and was awesome with Hall of Honor and him, and Kevin Trainer, and of course Hunter. Hunter has the final say on everything that we do through the Hall of Honor. But then after Dean left, I started doing that, and it was really interesting because I thought it was going to be real easy, and it's awesome. You have a great time doing it, but there is a lot of things you have to do. There's a lot of research. There's a lot of, work with the media relations folks, Kyle Parkinson now, and all his folks, make sure we got all the stats right and all how many times they make all conference? Were they All-American? What kind of All-American were they? Was it the Matt Zimmerman All-American team, or was it the Associated Press All-American team? You just try to make sure you get all your stuff together. And we have a Hall of Honor committee, and they meet, like Coach Norm DeBryan's on there. Harold Horton was on there for many, many years before he passed. And we have a lot of folks that know a lot of Razorback history on the Hall of Honor committee. And we meet, we take a look at last year's ballot. We look at last year's votes. And, if someone's been on the ballot for a lot of years and they just hadn't been very many votes, we might discuss, do we remove them and put someone new on the ballot? And then, we vote on the ballot. And then we have bios. Then we make a really nice ballot, and we send it out to all of our A Club members. Our A Club, anybody that's a student athlete at Arkansas, that lettered from 1 year to 4 or 5 years, can be a member of the A Club. And so we send out the ballot, and it's got all these bios. And then our former student athletes, A Club members, they vote. And so it's really, really a pretty good deal. We give them, about 3 weeks to vote. We send out a lot of reminders, and then we come up with all these votes. And the Razorback Foundation down here, we tabulate all the votes, and then we have another meeting with the honors committee, and we say, here's how the voting went, and let's figure out who we're going to present to Hunter to get inducted. And another part of it that people don't realize, other than our A Club members, is there's 5 categories, Alyssa. And the first one is, they're all hard to get into, but the first one is football and men's basketball together. And usually we'll have anywhere from 12 to 15, 16, 17 people on the ballot. And you got to vote for 3 of them.
Wow.
So you got to out of and all 15 are all conference, all American. I mean, it's, you're deciding, do I vote for Ronnie Brewer, do I vote for Jason Peters, or do I vote for Matt Jones, or do I vote for Clint Sterner, or do I vote? That's how tough it is. And so the football, men's basketball, we got guys that play in the NFL that still aren't in the Razorback Hall of Honor. It is a hard haul. Clint Sterner was a great quarterback here, and he got in last year. And, it took him you can't have played for 5 years, and you also have to be finished with your professional career. But you have to be 5 years away from your time as a Razorback before you're eligible. So we got football, men's basketball is one category, and then there's all the other men's sports, which is men's track, baseball, golf, tennis. That's not an easy one to get in because of baseball and track success. And the third category is the women's sports, very difficult. And everyone votes for 3 of the women, any of the women's sports. And then fourth is a mixture of men and women, which is called a heritage division. And that means you haven't played in a minimum of 40 years. And so it's been a long time since you played. You're normally in your 60s, 70s at this point. We've amended that to now it's 30 years for the heritage. It was 40 for a long time. We just amended that last year to 30 years. And that's how James Rouse got in last year. He'd always been on the ballot, one of our top running backs. He'd get votes. He just couldn't get in the top 3 of football, men's basketball. And then we moved him to the Heritage Division. First year in Heritage Division, he gets a ton of votes. He gets elected. And then the 5th division is also men and women together, and that is posthumous. And Dave England this year, he had more votes than anybody. And he worked football, he'd worked men's basketball, he'd worked baseball, he touched all those sports, and it was really nice to see all the votes that Dave England got. And he just passed away in late October, early November, when he got sick and then passed. And then here it is the very next year. We're able to get him in the Hall of Honor. I was very proud of that for him.
That made my heart very happy when I saw him on there. Also on there, you talked about Ronnie Brewer, Tony Bua, Brett Eibner. We were talking about that home run that he had against Virginia way back in that regional. Jason Peters, but still, a lot of really good athletes. An exciting time again to be able to honor these athletes that so many people love and adore and remember watching. And it's another thing too. I think what's really cool is when you come out with these lists every single year, it's an opportunity to talk about how great of a Razorback they were and remember things like Brett Eibner's home run. And you almost kind of get to relive their time as a Razorback, even though it's been so long.
Yeah, absolutely. And, some of the guys I would kind of fill out in the weeks leading up to it, like with Brett Eibner. I didn't know him. I got his number from Coach O'Brien, who's got every baseball guy. I call him. I just visit with him, just as the executive director of the Razorback Foundation. Of the A Club. I just talk to him and visit with him. He's got no idea he's even on the ballot, and just visit with him, see where he's at. And then when we're going to put him in, Hunter makes those initial calls. And I love talking to Hunter. I love it when I go meet with Hunter. Here's all the phone numbers. And here's a little bit of about them. And he calls them. And then I love hearing what Hunter says. When he says.
How did that conversation go?
I love it when Hunter says, when Hunter talks about how, what their reaction was when he calls and tells them and how happy that they are. It might be so-and-so was mildly excited. You'll get one of those, but it's always like Tony Bua. Matt, you'll appreciate this about Tony Bua. Hunter said, Tony about jumped through the phone.
About to say, yeah.
He said he was so excited and he was so happy, and Hunter always tells me about each person's reaction. We put this softball player in. She had not been on the ballot. Heather Schleckman. Her married name now is Sharf. She's from Jacksonville, Florida. Listen, the only time she hadn't lived in Jacksonville, Florida since she was born was the 4 years she played softball here. And she hasn't pitched since 2004, 22 years ago. She's still our career record holder. Wins, ERA for a career, and most strikeouts, more than Mary Half, more than all of them. And she's never even been on the ballot.
Wow.
And we get her on the ballot, And I didn't know who Heather Schlickman was, and just studied it up, saw all the records she had, talked to a couple of her former coaches to make sure that, she wasn't a terrible attitude or a bad teammate or a terrible, you don't want their teammates going, how in the world did they get Matt Jones in? Why'd they put Matt Jones in? That's the last thing you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Heather, they're like, Heather was great. And she's never even been on the ballot, much less not get in. She's not even on the ballot. And she gets votes and she gets in. And Hunter called her, and he called me afterwards, and she was the last one that he'd called, and he said she just cried. He said she broke down crying. She was so emotional about it. And that's what it means to somebody. Now, I don't think Matt Jones cried
I said,
when Hunter Yurachek called him.
He called me, and we I don't answer the phone if I don't know who's calling me. So it took us about 4 or 5 times before I was like, oh, okay, got to answer the phone. And I didn't know what was going on. He said something, and I said, well, I guess y'all must be running out of people if y'all are putting me in.
Humble.
And he said, no, sir, it's long overdue. Hunter was very great to me, and Hunter was very cool to me. He's very kind. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I love those
someone.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Z. I was just going to ask Matt, as someone who's in it, what did that mean to you?
Well, it's very humbling, and I got to talk with Coach Z about it for a little bit, and talking about all the players, and Alyssa, right now on this list, there's 4 teammates. I'm going to count Dave England as one of my teammates because he was my trainer at basketball. I was a teammate with Ronnie Brewer, I was a teammate with Tony Bua, and I was a teammate with Jason Peters. That is so cool to see those guys go in. And, my dad's being a coach. You don't play football to win an award. You play for your teammates, and you play for your brothers. You play for the competition. You play to try to win the game. And you let all those type of things, they kind of come into place. And it was very humbling, and it was very neat, and it was very cool. And I would say they put on a first-class production as far as the 48 hours you're there. You get to go check things out. You eat good. You kind of get to tour the facilities, and I was right beside DVH going in, and so I got to chat with DVH for like 2 hours over a 2-day period because we were right next to each other in line, and I could see why he has so much success. I could see why the guys that he recruits don't ever get in trouble. You don't hear a lot about baseball players getting in trouble off the field.
No,
you could see DVH is a high character guy.
Yeah, I love that, and that's the great stories of the Hall of Honor, and getting to see people that you don't know from other sports, but getting to talk to like Coach Van Horn, as you're making reference to. That is so great, and you guys had a really, really good class when you went in, and it's just I'm just proud of it, Alyssa, because it's there's so many good ones, and there's great players that aren't in yet, and some that I'm sure from the past that never did get in, that were on really, really good teams. And, I was looking at Larry Jackson. He's on the posthumous list. He's been close to getting in. He played in the 70s. I remember him as a little boy. And he was on teams that went like 24 and 8. He was a starting linebacker for 3 years, and he was never an All-American. I don't think he was – but he was on a great team, and he started and played a lot, and hopefully someday, like Larry will get in, or just there's countless guys like that in really all of our sports. And what we're really seeing is we're having to the women's sports, because there's so many successful now. Before, in our history, in the 70s and 80s, even in the 90s, there was not quite as much success. So the only ones that ever went in was a women's track athlete or a women's basketball player. And now you fast forward to 2026, we got all these great gymnasts, soccer, softball that are on great teams, right? Winning teams. And like our women's College World Series team, there should be 3, 4, 5 of them that eventually will deserve to be in the Hall of Honor, And so it takes some time. And, we've been putting in about, 8 or 9 a year. So it's 19 sports. It's difficult to get into. This is one of the first years in a long time we hadn't had a men's track. We've had, I think, 20-something years in a row because of all the success they have. Now, I guarantee you there'll be some men's track get in next year.
There will be. Hey, I'm going to go on a limb and say that when Brie Ellis will be a first-time ballot nomination and into the Hall. That's just the kind of talent that she brought to the table. But for softball, and that'll be fun down the road to see all of these female athletes specifically. That's what I'm saying. So when she's officially when she's officially done and able to, she'll be a part of that ceremony on Friday, September 25th. The day before Arkansas's game against Tulsa in September. Hey, want to switch gears with you and talk a little bit of basketball? We had Aaron Torres on the show earlier. You've been at practice. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I've been there a lot. Been there most days. Like this, every week's a little different based on their schedule. This week was hard practice Monday, pretty long. Hard practice Tuesday, pretty long. And then Wednesday, Cal and Coach Coleman and Brad Calipari and Kenny and them all headed to Vegas, and there's recruiting events in Vegas, and then of course the NBA summer areas, Malik and Jonas Adu and everybody else out there. So they're gone, and they won't be back till Sunday night. So won't practice again till Monday. But I've watched about every practice we've had this summer. I'm not taking any days away at this point, so I like to go up there and watch them, and the practices are good. And Matt, you were a tremendous athlete, and I coached against you when you were in high school, and I always say you were the greatest high school athlete that I ever coached against. And we've got a bunch of Matt Joneses out there. Ooh. We've got guys that are long and can run. But we also have a combo of some strong physical guys like J.J. Andrews, who's, 6'7", thick, strong, powerful, jump out of the gym. Matt, you are going to love Jordan Smith, the National High School Player of the Year. He's as good as advertised. He looks like a running back. The other day, he walked in the gym with I don't want to call it the word, the street word for it, but, a white tank top shirt. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. And
appreciate you, Z.
And he came in, and all the other guys were like, man, you look like a running back. I mean, he's just so big.
I was going to say he looks like a defensive back, yeah.
Yes, he does. He played football. I think he told me he stopped at the end of the 10th grade year. But he is a tough kid, man, and he's a driving machine. He drives as good as Darius. He don't shoot it like that. He just doesn't shoot it quite like Darius does. But on the flip side, he plays on the other end. Darius didn't play on the other end quite as much. And this guy loves defense. He hawks the ball. He's denying passing lanes. He's trying to steal the ball. He's trying to block shots. He's trying to foul you. Those guys, Matt, they're always kind of fouling on defense, just those super aggressive guys. He's like that. And he is a tough dude, man. But Mika, Mika is another deal. And Billy, I was doing an interview on Hogs Plus with Billy, and he was talking, he was talking about Mika being Baby Dirk. That's what he calls him. And he's got these fadeaways, these turnaround jumpers, and they're pretty hard shots, and he makes them look like good shots. Because he's about 7 foot, and he's very skilled. He can pass. He can shoot. He likes to go in there and try to rebound, and he's got a little bit of sour to him. You know what I mean? Like, he's not afraid to compete. He's not afraid to hit somebody. Yeah. And it's okay. Now, they still got to get to go a long ways.
No. Hey, are you going to go to the Bahamas with him?
I am going to go to the Bahamas, yeah. I'll be there, and looking forward to that. And I don't think it'll be the world's greatest competition on that kind of deal, but it'll be really good for this team.
Coach Z, I got to ask you about the World Cup. I know you're a competitor. Yeah. Do you got a squad? Do you think anybody can beat France? Do you got a player that you're drawn to? What's your kind of thoughts on the World Cup?
Well, I was, of course, for us, but Norway, as soon as the U.S. got beat out, which I really wasn't shocked about because Belgium's always pretty tough, but when they got beat, definitely Norway. Norway's my team, and the big fella. I love the big fella. I just like how they've kind of moved the ball. I like Norway. I kind of like Morocco a little bit. They couldn't get anything going yesterday against France's defense, though. They just couldn't get anything going. And so that's who I like. I liked watching Mexico before they got beat out. I love their energy and how they move around. Get a passion. They're not the greatest footballers in the world, but they play extremely hard and they're high energy. I kind of like those guys. I wish they would have beat England. But how about England? You think that's a hostile environment, man? That's like SEC football road game right there, Matt.
Yes, it was.
And England goes in there and takes care of business. That was really impressive to me. And, of course, everybody loves Messi, man. Hey, I walked into Mexico Viejo the other day at lunch. They're down 1-0, Argentina. I sit down, and I look up, and they score. Egypt scores, it's 2-0. And then, of course, 13 minutes later, it's 3-2. It's sitting there like for 15 minutes. I saw 4 goals. You don't see that very often. Very unusual.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been so fun to watch, and I hope you're right because I'm on the Norway train too. So I hope they can beat England. We're gonna have to wait and see. But thanks for coming on here, sharing some basketball with us, sharing some Hall of Honor with us, dealing with me all the years. We love you, Z. We appreciate you. We'll get you on the show again soon.
Okay, sounds good. Enjoy both of y'all.
Thanks,
Take
Coach.
care.
Always love Coach Z. I love seeing him in person. He's the
like
best.
the Mexican
Always.
soccer team. He's playing with passion and energy always.
Always. He's one of my favorites. Absolutely. So glad that he was able to join us, talk about the Hall of Honor and give us a little insight on basketball as well. We're going to take a break here at halftime and we will be right back after this. Also want to remind you that if you need Razorback gear, just head on over to Rowback.com. That is where you're going to find the latest Arkansas game day gear. They have brand new hoodies, polos, all of it selling fast. So go to Rowback.com to check out that new apparel. That's Rowback.com, RHOBACK.com, and use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. That's RUSH26 for 20% off. Rowback, where action meets comfort.
Acuff goes to work, drives underneath to the rim, gets it to go. Acuff rattled it home.
This is halftime.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. You want to talk about, a hot old chick? It'd be Shania Twain.
This is halftime.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Kevin Hart here to tell you all about Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Hey guys, I kind of feel like you're chopping off my head a little bit. I'm the money. Don't forget that. It's spicy, balanced with a sweet and tangy citrus touch that makes everything taste even better. And the best part is it comes with. I kind of still feel like you ain't got all of me. The best part is it comes with anything on the Cantina menu. So you better try it before it's gone.
New jalapeno citrus salsa, the sauce with more main character energy than Kevin Hart.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is all right with me. Make me feel so brand new. I want to spend my life with you.
Welcome back to Halftime with Alyssa Orange, Colton Little, and Razorback legend Matt Jones. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Now let's get back to Halftime with Arkansas football legend Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
All right, man. Big shout out to Coach Z. Thank you, Coach Z, for joining us. He's always one of our favorites. Let me tell you what Bath Makeover of Arkansas has going on for you right now. It is their 60-60-60 sale. That's right. 60% off installation of a new bathtub or shower, 60-month financing option, as well as senior and military discounts. You also receive a $60 Visa gift card with a bathtub or shower purchase. And there's a bonus. You can call now and receive a $50 Walmart gift card with a free in-home estimate. They are local. They're Arkansas's biggest business installing American-made bathtubs, showers, walk-in tubs. I'll get that right next time. Sorry. They're official sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Expert installation as little as 1 day. That's my favorite. Lifetime product warranty, 5-year workmanship warranty. And my second favorite is they have showrooms all across the state. If you want to get to them, you don't just have to peruse interweb. You can actually get hands-on, talk with somebody. Little Rock, Harrison, El Dorado. That's all areas of the state of Arkansas. You can get out and check them out. Also, 1-800-NEW-BATH. It's easy to remember. Give them a shout. 1-800-NEW-BATH.
Speaking of remembering, we are going to remember to get Charlie on the line. Charlie, thanks for calling and then calling back so we could get Coach Z in there. How are we doing today on this lovely Friday?
It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
I am really sorry if you guys hear chickens and roosters in the background. These are not mine. People in this town just allow their chickens and roosters just to run around like it's not. I mean, it's just free reign, chickens, roosters, whatever. So I apologize for that in advance if y'all hear that.
That's okay.
Anyway,
it's fine.
No, I'm in South Arkansas.
No, I get. Hey, look, I'm being serious. Like, that's cool.
No, but hey, I got a question for you guys. I was gonna throw out a couple of scenarios here. I know you guys love hypotheticals, so Matt, you're always talking about superpowers and players and stuff like that. I wanted to ask you, I was thinking about, you guys were touching on receiver. I believe it was wide receiver yesterday a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Correct? Mm-hmm. Y'all were talking about that?
Yeah.
Matt, you talked about, obviously, the speed aspect and the size. I have a question for you though. Like what? And all you guys can chime in on this. I know I'll give my opinion and I'll hang up. But when it comes to receivers, and you said, yes, I believe the other day or it was yesterday, that you feel like that's one of the positions that early on players tend to be able to play. And if you look at the numbers, that's actually true. Also, I would counter that and say, well, one of probably the hardest might be corner. Corner's probably up there as far as getting on the field early. I know Bama and Georgia and them probably throw a few out, and other teams, and then probably offensive tackle would probably be up there too, particularly blindside. But so I wanted to throw out there as far as receivers go. Do you have I know you've played with many different kinds. You've had the guys that were bigger and the size, but when you think about it, and I want all you guys' opinion, what superpower for a receiver is more important? And in my opinion, I'm going to just say, or is the most important. I'm going to say route running, and here's why. I think when you think about guys like Jerry Rice, I mean, he was not – I mean, he could run, but it wasn't like – he ain't 4'3". We know that. You remember Darius Hayward-Bay, Matt, that got drafted? Yes. I believe it was. The dude could run his butt off, but he couldn't probably run a route. He probably – so that's what I'm talking about. And the reason also I'm saying that, I think route running is another reason why it'll help you get on the field early and understanding the playbook, because a lot of guys can run and a lot of guys are fast and athletic when they're younger. But if you can't do that, that is a superpower that I wish younger kids would, focus on more and understanding the playbook. I think that is one of the most important superpower for a receiver to have. But I'm going to ask you guys, what do you guys think? And then also, as far as current receivers today, you got guys like, the reason I love Jamar Chase, he's probably one of my favorite receivers because he does like everything. He can run, but he's also a heck of a route runner. He can go up and get the ball too. I don't know how tall he is. He ain't like 6'5". He may be 6'1", 6'2". I can't remember. So Matt, I guess you can chime in there too. All you guys, Alyssa, y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Charlie.
Charlie, you're on to it. To break it down a little more, I would say the number one superpower for a receiver is to catch the ball.
Yeah.
That would be the first thing, and then I will go with route running. But I'll take it a step farther. It's about being able to change your pace, and this is what I talk about with Billy Richmond, and I'll translate it to basketball for you. Billy Richmond has one move, and it's go, and he can go better than anybody else. Turbo, boom, burst, and he'll go right by you. A lot of receivers can do that. A lot of receivers have that one step, boom, and they can go. You have to be able to change your pace. It can't just be a one speed, one trick, one speed the whole way. You got to be able to turn their hips. You got to get them thinking a little bit too, because they study film. They know where the markers are. They know what routes you run. You have to be able to change your pace in whatever you do. A little bit of a hesitation, a little bit of something that's a little bit of a wiggle. One of my favorite receivers right now is Amon-Ra St. Brown from Detroit Lions. I think he's one of the best at doing that right now. But I would Justin Jefferson, obviously he's just better than ever. But I think the first superpower as a receiver is, can you catch the ball or not? And then after that, it goes into route running. It goes into attention to detail. It goes to knowing your assignment, knowing how to get your depth, being physical. Anquan Boldin was one of my favorites to watch. I used to love watching his film because he was so physical. He could play through contact, and his hands were so strong. But that would be, you get those vice grips, grip strength. I do. I think you're on to something, Charlie.
I was going to say the same thing when I was thinking about how he was asking it and phrasing it, and like, okay, route running, yes, you can get separation. If you're fast, you're just fast. But if you can't catch the ball, none of that matters.
Do we have a guy named Broden there that was just like, you're like,
yeah,
bro.
golly, come on, man. I know.
6'5", ran a 4.3, all the
look
tools.
Good. Yeah, look good.
You could get the vertical, again, like you could have a great vertical. You can jump over guys, but that's what makes Isaac Tesla so good is he catches the dang football. Right. Period. Period. He catches the football.
That's the only thing that's – sorry, Alyssa.
No, you're good. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's the only thing that separates a wide receiver from a cornerback. It's the fact that the receiver can catch a football. And that's the old adage, those guys play defense because they can't catch. There's other stuff that goes into it. But, I mean, just to answer, one of the things that I've always thought, and Matt, you have a pro career to rely on the experience with. One of the things that I always love to watch in receivers is the guys that have the absolute best footwork, because that plays a role in absolutely everything. And one of the guys that I always thought never had all the great physical tools, but if you watch his feet, it's what potentially made him an all-pro receiver in the years that he played for the Cincinnati Bengals. His name was Chad Johnson, or then later Ocho Cinco. Guy wasn't a great speedster. Guy wasn't a great pass catcher. The dude just had the best feet in the game, which made him a great route runner and able to be extremely effective in whatever system he wanted to be in. Always love watching guys like
Santana
that. Great
Moss,
feet.
another guy
Santana
like
Moss.
that. Yep. And Antonio Brown, I know he went a little bit off the deep end, but there was 3 years.
Receivers can do that.
Dude, there was 3 or 4 years. I mean, he had concussions. I just read an article today that if you played in the NFL, you're 4 times likely to have some type of brain injury as far as later on in life. So it's just, it's a collision sport, and so we get that. But Antonio Brown had a window of time where for about 4 or 5 years, he was the best receiver on the planet.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for the question, Charlie. Good question. Good answers. Appreciate you guys. We're going to wrap up hour number 2 here on Halftime. Coming up after the break. Stick around.
We did what we do.
This is Halftime.
The best Tex-Mex and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Every day, Joe's Grill makes fresh from scratch salsas, queso dip, and guacamole with crispy warm chips to start your meal. Plus fajitas, enchiladas, tacos, burritos, and more that will make your experience one you won't forget. Great Tex-Mex and even better service. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Hey, Fort Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Refresh your yard this summer with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. Choose your power starting at $99 with tools from trusted names like Ryobi and Milwaukee. From backyard get-togethers to end-of-summer upgrades, 4th of July savings on cordless tools deliver the power and mobility to keep up with every job without slowing you down. Power on the go is here, and summer projects are easier than ever with the Home Depot. While supplies last. Store or online for details.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle.
I've been really trying to hold back the feeling for so long.
Into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
We are vibing today on this Friday as we wrap up hour 2 of halftime. Les Orange, Matt Jones, and Colton Little. You're just ready for soccer at 3.
Yes.
At 2.
Yes, Queen.
Actually, yeah.
Got the Pirlo jersey on today.
Got the Pirlo jersey on. It's Spain and Belgium.
This
2
is it.
top 10 teams. Man, come on, man.
So you're 14. You're 14 for 14, right?
I get lucky every once in a while.
Okay, so we're about to try to go 15 for 15. Colton, here's the big question. Do we side with Matt and jump on the Spain to see if he can go 15 for 15? Or, even though it would kill you, I'm sure, to root for Belgium, do we go root for Belgium?
Well, I'm a red-blooded American patriot. I was born here in this country, and I love myself some Matt Jones. So I'm going to stick with Matt. I'm going to stick with my country, and I hope that
That's what
Spain
Colton
sticks it to Belgium.
That's what Colton said. He hopes Belgium loses by 1,000.
That's right.
That's right.
15 goal
But
difference.
15 goal difference is what he said. You know, I love me a good competition, though, but I won't do that to you, Matt.
I'll take England. Y'all can have Norway. We'll go for tomorrow.
What? Okay. I thought you were supposed to be our friends.
I like that because
I know y'all are both going to go Norway. We got to pick Saturday's game.
Okay.
I'll even go
All right.
Switzerland and give you guys Argentina.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We're going to talk more World Cup. Of course, we are coming up. We've also got Neil Atkinson joining us, and we're going to have some football talk as well. Stick around. Halftime. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
It's the all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet at Golden Corral. Enjoy the endless breakfast buffet with carved ham, tender pork chops, pancakes, French toast, made-to-order eggs and omelets, and, of course, the biscuits and gravy. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And from 8 to 9:30, seniors get all this and a drink for $10.29. Golden Corral, 1801 South Waldron, Fort Smith. Order online at goldencorral.com for curbside pickup or delivery. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
When it's time to stock the bar, fill the cooler, or grab the perfect bottle, stop by River Point Wine and Spirits. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer at the right price. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. So come stock up for game night, date night, or the weekend ahead. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. There's a slight chance of a few showers of storms across the north. Our high temperatures in the low to mid-90s. Hit or miss showers of storms after midnight tonight, mid-70s. And then a much better chance of showers and storms as we head through Saturday, especially across the north, upper 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 57 days.
Listen to this. I've been ringing the bell for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
Said you had very motivational words at halftime. What you gonna bring to the table tonight? This moment, this hour. It ain't no doggone tomorrow, brother.
I've never taken the high road, but I tell other people to, because then there's more room for me on the low road.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
So, look, I'm not a big Jinx guy, but I also am a big Jinx guy.
Sports talk that doesn't sound like everyone else.
I just think it kind of fell flat, but such a great concept.
And that was one of Coach Nutt's messages. The only people that know what's going on are the people inside that room.
It's halftime with Alyssa Orange.
These kids these days, they don't know.
Grab your orange slices, get those cramps rubbed out, listen to Coach, it's halftime.
And Razorback legend Matt Jones.
I don't ever want to embellish anything. I want to just tell you my thoughts and what I see and how it is.
Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios, this is halftime.
Welcome into Halftime. Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, Colton Little with you, and it's great to be with you here on this Friday. Guys, I don't know if you saw my notes when we were putting up, when I typed up
I did see that.
I put Friday. We didn't have one. Friday. I'm so excited. It's Friday.
It's the last hour of the week, baby.
Best day of the week. Last hour, best hour. Got a lot to talk about. And we got Neil Atkinson joining us as well here at 1:15. But I want to continue to talk about football since Charlie brought it up, and it definitely was something I wanted to talk about today. When you look at football, Matt, I asked you, do you think preseason awards matter? Because they're starting to come out. It's the dog days of summer. That's what everyone does. How much stock do you put into preseason accolades?
Well, it's definitely an honor, and it's definitely cool. I don't know how many. What did Nick Saban used to say? Well, there's no reason to play the season if the media already picks us champions. Then what are we doing? So, it's as a coach. I mean, it's fodder for us. You know, we get to talk about it. It's great, but as a coach, you really don't like. You want us to stay humble and stay hungry, which you have to understand is because you're a preseason All-American doesn't mean anything. You didn't. They're going based on potential. They're going based on what you did last year. And as a player and as an athlete, we don't ever live in the past. You live in the present and you look forward to the future. And you learn from your past. So yeah, I don't have a problem with it. It's just something for us. It's being on this side of it now, since being in the media. It's cool because we get to talk about it, and what it does is it kind of puts people on your radar, kind of like, oh, okay, I see this. I see he has potential. He's good. So yeah, it's nothing. It accounts for 0 points in the game.
Right. Yeah. And again, if why play the game if you're just gonna take stock into what everyone is saying, and everyone always has something to say about the SEC media poll that comes out, because you only vote in the SEC media poll if you go get credentialed for the SEC Media Days. So that's the only way that you vote in those polls. And so not only is it just SEC media, but it's the SEC media that went to Media Days, which will be a hearing coming up in 2 weeks in Tampa. It'd be interesting to see how that all unfolds. And a lot of people, I think it's, you have to say Arkansas is going to be voted to probably finish last in the SEC.
Well,
I mean, you look at, yeah, no, you're fine. No, I was just going to say, you just look at everything. It just looks like it's trending that direction.
We have 4 conference wins in the last 3 years.
Yep.
8, 16, 24. So we're 4-20. How would anybody ever vote for us?
Right. No, it's understandable. Hey, so I talked about these preseason awards. So Arkansas senior defensive lineman Quincy Rhodes earning preseason All-SEC recognition from Athlon Sports and Phil Steele. So he's one of 3. So Quincy Rhodes, who we've talked about a lot, coming off a little bit of a breakout junior season, going to go into a senior season. Really excited what he can do. And I love this comparison in this stat when I was reading what was written up about him. 44 total tackles, a team leading 15.5 tackles for loss. He had that 15.5 tackles for loss last season were the most by an Arkansas defender since Trey Flowers in 2015. That is an incredible comparison if you're going to have Quincy Rhodes Jr.'s name along with Trey Flowers.
He reminds me a little bit of a former teammate I have, Reggie Hayward. I played with him in Jacksonville. And speaking of like preseason list, Alyssa, the way too early mock drafts for next year have Quincy Rhodes as a first rounder. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, really, really cool. Offensive lineman Kobe Branham also getting named 4th team preseason All-SEC. Like 4th team do we need 4? Do you need 4? I don't know. That's a conversation maybe for another day. And offensive lineman Malachi Breland also getting 4th team recognition from Phil Steele. So that's all of the preseason stuff that's really starting to crank out. I tell you, when I was in TV, I loved it because there was nothing else to talk about in July. And it was like, oh, great, there's another preseason list. We can talk about this. But also FPI rankings, we've talked about strength of schedule. On3 put out, the ESPN FPI strength of schedule rankings. Arkansas, number 1 with the toughest schedule again, according to ESPN's FPI.
Do they base that on our winning percentage too?
Yes, they base it on how bad your roster is. So if your roster's bad, you're going to have the highest strength of schedule. It's not really not really something that you can clamor home about and say, hey.
Let me ask you guys this, and I guess we'll do halftime hypothetical here in a little bit, but I kind of want to ask you guys a question. If there was one position on this team right now that you knew we could be the best at in the SEC, what position do you want it to be?
Offensive line.
Offensive line. Well, and I'm okay. That's what I mean is guard, tackle, center. One position on offense or one position on defense. You're like, I know that without a doubt we will have the best person on the field in the SEC. What position would you guys want it to be? Because mine's running back. That's I want to.
Yeah,
I
was
think
gonna
that's
go
a thing.
running back too. I was gonna go running back too, but I honestly, you could make an argument for center.
Yeah.
Like the pre-snap penalties on the offensive line were just horrendous. And you got to have a guy. I mean, it's very evident when you've got a guy who can orchestrate the offensive line with the center and get everybody lined up and snap the football and not make mistakes.
Where it all
if I had to go with
You're
a guy
right,
the trenches, I think maybe it's the center.
The reason I go running back is we've had so many fumbles in the last 3 years. If we can hold on to the ball and don't be – it's like what do we talk about with America playing Belgium? We're like, well, let's don't beat ourselves, and we beat ourselves. They were – if we can get a running back that doesn't fumble, man, you don't have sudden change. You don't lose field position. You're able to keep going forward. But yeah, the center has to be the smartest lineman. You have to know where you have to be able to you have to understand kind of what all the other linemen do.
I think so. I think it's big. BE in Clarksville says the punter.
Good one.
It's good to have a good guy back there, though.
Yeah.
You got to be able to flip the field.
Not this year.
Back those offenses way back there. Just get them down there on the 15-yard line. Make
let
go.
them pad their stats. Make
You
them
don't
go
know how
85.
you don't know how important a good punter is until you don't have one anymore.
Right.
Arkansas's
Right?
been there before too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a little bit of everything. I mean, you don't know how good of a kicker you have until you have one that misses all the time. And then you're like, well, shoot. Where's Cam Little when you need him?
Balling.
Balling in
Ballin',
Jacksonville.
yep.
Like, insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, setting all kinds of records.
Isn't our other kicker with Detroit too?
Yep.
Like, don't we,
Yeah.
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 And that
Yep,
kid never
so
even played a meaningful snap.
Because he was behind Cam Little. That's not his fault. You
No.
know, like you were really good. You just never played because Cam Little was a little bit better. I'm pretty sure I read an article, and he had did it. Jake Bates is who we're talking about in Detroit, that he was like laying bricks or something, and then got a call, and then did some Arena League stuff, and then got a call from Detroit. Like, such a cool story. Never give up on your dreams, guys.
Hey, I'm living it right now.
Mhm.
Every day's a dream for me. We'll play some cranberries next. Let's do cranberries
Ooh.
dreams.
Cranberries
coming up.
I
There
got
we
it.
go. We have set ourselves up for success on this Friday
Neil
as
likes
we
it.
get ready to bring in Neil Atkinson here at 1:15. So we'll hit a break. We'll play some cranberries, then we'll talk to Neil after this.
Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
It's impossible not to feel luxurious with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lutz boxes. With your choice between the iconic $5 box, decadent $7 box, and opulent $9 box, featuring the fajita street chalupas with boldly seasoned peppers and onions, all that Lutz might go to your head. But even though it makes you feel like a high roller, let's wait on that yacht down payment. Get your $5, $7, or $9 Lutz box today, only at Taco Bell. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Freezes and specialty drinks not included. Tats extra.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust a team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshield, and slick road quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Brandon Zimmerman in Barling or call Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Is your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental Practice, Fort Smith, can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
The good old summertime is here, and Gelco Outdoors is having a good old summertime sale on all summer clothing. Save up to 50% off on select Ariat, Burlebo, Drake, Habit, Hook, Local Boy, and Wrangler clothing. Check out the best deal in town on Ariat and Wrangler blue jeans. Buy 2 pair, get a 3rd free. Bow hunters, come see us for getting your bow ready. Great deals on Elite, Hoyt, and Matthews bows. Close out the summer with savings at Gelco Outdoors. Remember, work, fish, hunt. That's what we do at Gelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Not a member? Just sign up at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, you can get $80 off DeWalt Atomic 20-volt brushless impact and driver kits, or $50 off select Ego outdoor power equipment after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies. Changing every positive way. Don't want this. It's never quite as it seems. Never quite as it seems. I know I've had like this before. I've been at it even more. Because it came from you.
Enjoy the music you hear on Halftime? Of course you do. Our Halftime playlist is brought to you by Bath Makeover of Arkansas. Don't miss Bath Makeover of Arkansas's July through August 60-60-60 sale. Right now, get 60% off installation on a new bathtub or shower. Ask about 60-month financing options plus senior and military discount. You'll also receive a $60 Visa gift card with your bathtub, shower, or purchase. And here's a bonus. Call now to schedule your free in-home estimate and receive a free $50 Walmart gift card. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH today. That's 1-800-NEWBATH for Bath Makeover of Arkansas. Now, let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Felissa Orange.
Welcome back here to Halftime. Good to be with you and excited to bring in on this Friday Neil Atkinson joining us, Senior Director of Bet Saracen Sportsbook Operations, and going to talk some baseball and World Cup. Neil, how you doing?
Doing great. And I was so happy when I heard that you were going to be on this show, and I learned it a couple of weeks ago. Of course, we missed last week because of the holiday, but yeah, welcome. And I hope you're excited about it. And I think all the listeners are too, from what I've heard.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know we missed you guys last Friday, all of our Friday guests, but happy to be here on this first Friday officially in the chair and happy to welcome you in. You know, I open up my Bet Saracen app, and as much as Matt is a World Cup soccer guy, I'm a baseball girl. and a lot of the bets are centered around baseball, which, you know, I'm sure that they'll shift to the All-Star break and the home run hitting contest as well.
Oh, yeah. You know, now, there is no doubt the World Cup has been a huge impact with our engagement and how many app users that we have had on the app. But baseball here in Arkansas is still the most bet sport this time of year. It's about 39% of all the bets that we're taking in the World Cup, and especially when we're in the group stages and before we got to the quarterfinals. It's been about anywhere from about 32 to 35%. So those have been the top two over the last month. But like you said, baseball is still king, and it's going to be an exciting weekend going into the draft on Saturday, and then the All-Star weekend. Gage Wood, I think, pitching in the Futures game on Sunday too. So I'm hoping I can catch a piece of that too.
Yeah, let's stick with the World Cup, because if we'd all been listening to Matt Jones, we'd have made a lot of money. He's 14 for 14 with his picks, 15 for 15. And it looks right now Spain favored, obviously, over Belgium.
Oh, yeah, Spain over Belgium. I run analytics and I run projections and simulators and things of that nature. And I've got now this is the three-way market. Just remind everybody that when you're betting just the regular game, you're betting 90 minutes plus stoppage time, and the draw is one of the outcomes. So if it's a draw and you pick either one of the two teams, that bet doesn't win. So now that we're in the knockout stage, you can bet that to advance, and you don't have to worry about penalty kicks and extra time, just whoever advances to the next round. So I've got Spain as a 50% win, The draw is next at 28% simulated outcome, and Belgium at 22% outcome. So, yeah, I mean, Spain looks like they're going to be, on paper looks like they're going to be dominant, and it should be a good match this afternoon.
Heading into the weekend, what do you think about Norway, England, Argentina, Switzerland?
Well, Norway, I think Norway's is got a little bit of a, so much hype around Haaland. And of course, he's in the Golden Boot conversation. But my analytics got Norway to 24% chance of winning in a three-way market, 28% on the draw, and I've got England at 48% to win in regulation. So, however, on the most likely scores on that one in regular time, 13.3% is 1-1 draw, is a 1-1 draw, and then the second outcome at 11.9%, which is pretty close, is 0-1 England there. So both teams to score is right at 49%, so that's kind of a 50-50. And the projected score expected goals is England 1.48 goals versus Norway 0.98. So I mean that's just raw numbers. We're not going to round up on those, but that's what we've got on that one.
As someone who does not bet often, but I like to do the fun, especially because with baseball, there's so many games. It's hard to keep up. That's why I don't play fantasy baseball. It's just too many games for me personally. Yeah. But I do love to get on there and do some fun stuff. Like right now, you've got an MLB special where Ben Rice could hit a home run, things like that. So those are some fun things that people can get involved in and make some bets that kind of keep you on your toes.
Absolutely. One of the things that I love to say is bet with your head and not over it. Keep sports betting fun and entertaining. Okay. Now we all get involved when our teams are really good, doing the hype, especially early in the season. All of our sports bettors really got on the Team USA bandwagon, and when they didn't win that last match, it was kind of rough on them. But they did pretty well on the other matches, especially the opener and the second one. So, yeah, that's some of the most things you can do is that if you're watching a baseball game and maybe it's not your two favorite teams, you can make a small little bet, something like $5 just for fun, and you can even go to that in play during the game, especially if the score gets lopsided, and you can predict next pitch and next at bat. So you can keep this fun, and you can bet as little as $1 on this, and that's what I do. I encourage people to bet and have fun because I want to keep you as a customer. I'm not trying to break you. Now, yeah, I want to win some money off of you. I mean, that's just the nature of gambling and sports betting. But if you don't ever win and you don't have any fun at it, you're going to go and do something else. So that's an important thing to us.
Mm-hmm. When are all the All-Stars, like with the home run derby? When are those coming on board on the app?
A lot of them don't fully commit and have the full lineup. The All-Star game's still not up in the home run derby. And remember, the home run derby is a different format this year. They're getting in the first round, they are getting 20 swings, and it's not on a timer. And then I think the next round's it's 15 as they seed it based on the first round. So it's going to be a little bit different. But once they have it locked down and we know what they're going to do with the All-Star game, we'll get that lineup probably after all the games complete tomorrow on Saturday. All of that will come out on Sunday. Should be out early Sunday morning, and you'll be able to do your home run derby and then, of course, the All-Star game on Tuesday night.
I saw Bryce Harper finally got on board, which is good to see in his home ballpark. So excited to see what the complete lineup looks like for the home run derby. When you're talking betting and you look at football season, what's the biggest thing that you see people bet on the most during football season?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit different with the NCAA versus the NFL. Of course, to win the Super Bowl is always a popular market. Matter of fact, if you would have picked Seattle last year before the season started, you would have got them at 60-1. So those where futures are fun, and you don't have to put a lot of money on it to get a nice little return on that. So right now, this time of year, they're really, really concentrating on to win what conferences and to win the divisions and things of that nature. Now, an NCAA popular bet, it's not necessarily who's going to win the national championship, but it's the over and under on different teams' wins, especially in the SEC and the conference winners. So that's what we're seeing this time of year. And when the NFL preseason starts and we have the preseason games, we don't do a whole lot on that, but I like it because it puts people in football betting mode, and then we just open up the floodgates on Labor Day weekend, and it's just incredible to see the engagement that we have on football. And then again, I got a little suspicion we're going to have a lot of engagement on basketball this year too, to look at the way the Arkansas does, because we're so heavily biased on our Arkansas bets. People bet what they know, and they like to bet on their team to win.
You know, I'm looking now. I'm trying to look, like, if I put a bet on the Miami Dolphins winning the Super Bowl, like how much money that would win me? Zero, because it's not going to happen.
Well, yeah. And look, if the odds are that long on it, it's not supposed to happen. But heck, if all of these games finished out where we placed the odds where everybody predicted, wouldn't be any fun watching it. So I'm pulling up the NFL future markets right now.
Let's see. I know I'm scrolling down too. I'm like, let's
Miami is the second worst odds. They are plus 25,000. The only ones worse than them right now are the Arizona Cardinals at plus 50,000. So yeah, that would be one heck of a return if that came through. But
I would cry.
Please.
I would cry.
Yeah.
Tears of joy. So would Colton.
Oh yeah. I mean, heck, put $5 on it, or $1, but do not go and mortgage the house on that particular one.
No.
But if you go to the flip. But if you go to the flip side, you know, the Rams, what they're doing in the offseason in position, looks like they're getting ready. They're at plus 550. That's not a great value right now, because, you know, so much can happen in the season with injuries. Baltimore's number 2 at plus 1,000. They have let a lot of people down over the last couple of years. Buffalo Bills are plus 1,000.
That field goal kick still haunts my son.
Oh, yeah.
Still,
I bet.
he declared himself a Ravens fan about halfway through this season, and then I think he realized that, you know, it doesn't matter. Football break your heart regardless.
Yeah. Now, the two teams that our players like to really focus on are the Kansas City Chiefs. They're at plus 1,600. I know last year it was a really tough year, and the Dallas Cowboys are at plus 2,500. You know, when both teams are doing okay, you know, they're kind of neck and neck. They're almost, you know, between they can each week they can flip by which one's the most bet team. But last couple of years, Kansas City has brought in just a little bit more than Dallas. But Dallas is still in the conversation this year at plus 2,500. Seattle last year, plus 6,000. They're only plus 1,000 this year.
Talking with Neil Atkinson of Bet Saracen. We've been talking about Bet Saracen and this welcome bonus that you guys have going on right now. An opportunity for, hey, if you want to get into it for the first time, you guys have a nice little bonus for people who just sign up.
Well, we've actually moved away from a blanket welcome bonus, and what we're doing is that we are putting by sport bonuses. So depending on what sport that you want to do, and also we like to do that so you'll try some other sports. But we've got promotions just about on everything. We've got the no sweat bet for Wimbledon now that we've got the men's and the women's. Women's finals are tomorrow. The men's are on Sunday, and of course, number 1 and number 2 seed made it there. We've got the net gains on the soccer for the clean sheet bets. That's if a team is held to 0, and that's happened many a times here recently. And a big one that we've got this weekend is McGregor versus Holloway, UFC this weekend. We expect to see a lot of action on that one with the return of McGregor. I think the public and the recreational, backing McGregor because he's the household name. Mm-hmm. I think you're getting Holloway at one heck of a price right now. And then, of course, we got no sweat bets on Major League Baseball parlays. And then our most popular one that people come and use every single day is a profit boost, 25% on any three-leg parlay, and you can put any sport in there.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Neil, for joining us on this Friday. Great insight there from Bet Saracen, and make sure to go download that Bet Saracen app and get started today. Looking forward to having you here on the Fridays here with us. Thanks for joining us.
All righty. Sounds good. And next week I'm going to have to miss. I'm going to be out of town, and I won't be near a phone, but we'll pick that back up, and looking forward to it. Everybody stay cool this weekend. Bet with your head and not over it. Keep this sports betting fun and entertaining, and good luck on your parlays.
Thanks so much, Neil. Appreciate that. Hey, enjoy. It sounds like a vacation is coming up. That's awesome.
It really is. And the All-Star Week, if you're in sports betting, you take it the All-Star Week because that's the slowest sporting calendar of the year for U.S. facing, except this year's a little different with the World Cup matches. But most sports people in the sports business take this week off because the All-Star break really slows down.
That's very true. That's very true. Enjoy it, Neil. We'll talk with you in 2 weeks. Thanks so much. Again, Bet Saracen app. You can go to your wherever you get your apps and download that and get going on that as well. We'll have more halftime after the break.
And I feel like we're just kind of like saying like, oh yeah, it's another night for Darius Acuff.
This is halftime.
The Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Congratulations, you're officially part of the Crane Cash Winner Circle. Feels good to celebrate those huge savings and all that extra Crane cash for your trade, doesn't it? With Crane, it's easy to feel like a champion.
That's because we'll beat any competitor's price. That's right. Bring us anyone else's deal and we'll beat it. Now that's winning. That's the Crane Team.
Find your winning deal at craneteam.com.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at GoForsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at GoForsgren.com.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Introducing Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. With bright citrus, real red jalapenos, guajillo chiles. Usually, you add sauce to the food, but when the sauce is this good, the food is just there to get the sauce to your mouth. That rolled quesadilla, not a rolled quesadilla anymore. Now it's a sauce shovel. Taco Bell's jalapeno citrus salsa. Get it with any item on the Cantina chicken menu while it's here. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only. While supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Clytus, I'm bored. What plaything can you offer me today?
An obscure body in the SK system, Your Majesty. The inhabitants refer to it as the planet Earth. Will you destroy this Earth?
Or annihilation.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
We are in the home stretch of halftime here on this Friday. Welcome back in, Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, and Colton Little with you. And we have got Nelson on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline hotline bling. You know, since we're gonna.
Hey y'all, welcome to Finally Friday. Here we are.
That's right, Nelson.
Good
how's
to
it
hear
going?
you guys. I know you guys are ready for the weekend. I'm ready for the weekend. I'm just gonna tell you guys this though. Don't sleep on the Freddy's fries. They're pretty good. You guys
Aren't
talked
those
about
really
that a little bit.
small and thin?
Those are the shoestring fries,
Yeah,
right?
they're
I'm not a fan of those.
Yeah. And then also, I kind of, if I was doing the hypothetical thing like Matt was talking about, I want our defensive ends to be the best, because if they can get in the backfield and if they can cause some havoc, you know, then they're going to help our DBs. They're going to help everybody. So I want to see Charlie Collins get out there and ball out, and I want to see Quincy Rhodes and you know, some of our defensive ends is what I would want to be the best spot on the team. You know, linebackers, defensive ends, because if they can get in the backfield and they can cause the other team problems. I feel like with Jackson, we're gonna be okay. If he's half as good as a guy that Matt Jones had to play with, Tavares Jackson. They're both from Montgomery area, Alabama. Not related, but if he's half as good as Tavares was, ended up being, I really think we're fine. Just guys, get out there, defensive ends, create some havoc. Get our defensive backs where they can get out there and have a few interceptions. Cause a few fumbles. Let's win the turnover battle, and we'll be good. Go Hogs! And guys, if you're going to be out at the concert this weekend at the stadium, keep our stadium beautiful. Have a great time and be safe.
Clean up after yourself. Thank you, Nelson. Take your trash to the trash can. That always drives me insane, by the way, is I don't know at what point we realized or decided, or whatever you want to use, that it was socially acceptable to not take your trash and throw it away at theaters and at sporting events.
Animals.
You walk by a trash can on your way out.
It's actually a trash can that's bigger than most other trash cans to account for the large amount of trash.
Take your stuff and throw it away. It drives me insane. Thank you, Nelson. Whew, you ready, Colton? You gonna hit us with a halftime hypothetical today?
A halftime hypothetical right there.
Let's do it.
And just to comment on Nelson, Matt, we've had that conversation before too. Having a good presence at not only just one defensive end spot, but the defensive ends, meaning plural, would be really, really good, because we've seen what a team looks like when it's just Quincy Rhodes up there, and wasn't a lot of push, wasn't a lot of havoc, as Nelson called it. But halftime hypotheticals here, over the last couple of weeks, and we've obviously talked about football a little bit. Next Friday when we convene, guys, it'll be 50 days. Our 100-day countdown to football season will be halfway done. It feels like it's gone by in just a blink of an eye. And so we've been critical of some things about the football team and those who lead it, and we've been positive about some things too. Myself, I've talked myself into Utah winning, Arkansas winning at Utah week 2. So what I want to know is halftime hypothetical here on halftime. 877-377-6963. Say week 2 wraps up. Arkansas walks away. They have a win at Rice-Eccles Stadium. They win the game. They start the season off 2-0, assuming all things go well against the Northern Alabama Lions. No matter how prideful or feisty they may be. What does that do for your expectation of the football season? Because to me, proving that you can win against a big-time Power 4 program that has one of the best returning cornerbacks in all of the Big 12 and has a culture that many in the Power 4 would love to be able to emulate on a year-over-year basis. Walking away with a win like that in your first year on the road at night, I think would change a lot of people's expectations. What say you? 877-377-6963.
Okay, so hypothetically, we're standing here on the Monday after they beat Utah.
Mm-hmm.
How am I feeling? They're 2-0. I think they win all of their non-con games, and I think they can win 2 SEC games because I've told you guys that I think they beat Vandy, and I think they beat Auburn, and this team makes a bowl game.
I'd add we could beat South Carolina as well.
That's 7 wins. What is this craziness?
I think we could beat Auburn's always. We get South Carolina at home. We're due. Auburn is hit or miss. Some years they catch lightning in a bottle, and sometimes they don't. We're due against A&M and Missouri too, Alyssa. I think one of those games, being A&M or Missouri, I think we finally get over the hump and beat. Maybe we win both those games, but I think we'll either A&M or Missouri. One of those games I think we can get. I think we can get South Carolina. It's weird that not having any of the Mississippi schools on the schedule.
It is weird.
Very strange.
Though, and that playing Ole Miss is always fun. I hate that game. We don't have it this year. But Mississippi State's always a toss up too. They don't play well in Starkville at all.
No.
So maybe it's a good thing.
Tough to win on the road any SEC game. Here's what I want. I want us to get back to taking care of business at home and at least being 500 in your home games. Like it breaks my heart when we don't win any home games or we win one. Like in front of our home fans, you talk about wanting to sell out the stadium. You talk about wanting to get some buzz and have a change of atmosphere. You got to take care of business at home. You got to show up and beat a couple of these teams at home. Take advantage, protect. That old saying with Under Armour, protect this house.
Mm-hmm.
That should be a sanctuary, a cathedral, whatever you have to say it is. You have to win some games at home.
Yeah, that's been what's missing is home games, and everyone wants to complain about.
Find a way to win 1 or 2 games on the road, but win your home games, and there's 7 right there.
We talk about the fact that we would love to be in the same boat that Indiana is right now, where our coach is a savior. He's come in. He's got these revolutionary new ideas. Maybe was overlooked in his career here or there, finally gets his shot at a big-time job somewhere. He's brought one school to, a place where they were competitive all year round. And, one of the things that Curt Cignetti has done in the last 2 years at Indiana that's helped them tremendously, they've been undefeated at home the past few years. They've been in the college football playoff. And obviously, we don't have Mark Cuban on our side. Maybe not the exact same financial situation that Indiana has now with the 1 year of success. But just to go to both of your guys' point, winning home games is paramount if you want to turn the fortunes of your program around.
Yeah, it is. Well, and everyone complains about 11 a.m. kicks. It's like, well, the football team needs to win some first before they put you in a different time slot. Have a night game, and everyone says, oh, it's got to be a night game at Razorback Stadium. 100%. It's a great atmosphere when it's at night. But you got to be able to win.
Jeffrey from Fort Smith says, as great as winning at Utah sounds, it's not going to happen. Quit drinking before and during the show. Jeffrey, it's a hypothetical question.
It's a hypothetical.
It's also July, and there's 57 days. I'm asking if it changes your expectations. Clearly, it doesn't change yours because you don't think that they're going to win no matter what. So I got your opinion, which is what I was searching for. Thank you. I'll drink after the show.
I'll wake up on a Monday after September. What is that?
September 13th.
Mm-hmm.
September 12th is the day of the game, so Monday would be the 14th. I'm sorry.
So on September 14th, I'll wake up, and if they're 2-0, I'll remember this hypothetical question.
I might bring a bottle of rosé into the studio, and we might have one glass of rosé.
Go. We'll celebrate.
2-0.
Yeah, some rosé and some tacos for you, Matt.
Just for my glasses.
And you know what?
My rosé glasses.
Just because If they are 2-0, it'll be equivalent to the same number of wins they had all of last
Let's
year.
get it.
It is worth the celebrate. It's worth the celebration. 100% worth the celebration. I think so. For sure.
Sorry, Alyssa. I just want to know if that's going to change people's expectations, because to me that's a big time game. I mean, yes, you get what, Matt? What do we call these games against these cupcake schools?
Well,
these are jamborees, right?
The first one
yeah, these are jamborees.
Utah's
right?
a real game.
So Utah's it's a real game, like you said. It's a real game. This is where we get to see. The game's at 9:15 local time here. Like you mentioned earlier, Matt, we're going to be
I'm not going to go to bed.
We're going to be drinking our coffee.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to have 5 or 6 of the monsters. I'm going to have to get the Big 12 to sponsor the rest of the show, dude. I mean, I'm going to have to get them to sponsor the show. I mean, they're going to, hey, maybe get some monsters in here for us. But it's going to be late. And I'm thinking this is a huge game. It's a big-time opponent in Utah. I mean, they might be ranked. We don't know if they will or not. They've got a lot of guys they took away from them from Michigan when Whittingham left, but they've still got a lot of good pieces there, a great culture. You're going to have a real opportunity. What I'm saying is, hypothetically, if they walk away with the win, I'm not saying they're going to. I hope they do, and I'm going to say that they are, but I hope nobody else does if you're smart.
When we do this hypothetical, we just go out to La La Land.
It's hypothetical.
And then we come back.
But all I want to know is, will that change your expectation? Is that going to mean a lot to you? I know there's a long season. There's 10 games left. They could lose the rest of the 10. I mean, we saw it happen last year. They started 2-0 and lost 10 straight.
We're Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling right now.
Absolutely. We're in La La Land. Great.
We are in La La Land. We're going to go to La La Land, and then we're going to come back. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back from La La Land and wrap up halftime. The Halftime Weekly lineup is brought to you by Swift's Jewelry in downtown Fayetteville. Whether you're popping the question, celebrating an anniversary, or looking for something special, Swift's is the place to go. Located right on there at Block Avenue next to Hugo's. They've been a trusted name since 1956. Stop by and see them in person or visit swiftsjewelry.com to learn more. Swift's Jewelry, celebrating life's biggest moments.
We had no chance today. No chance.
This is halftime.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith.
The best Tex-Mex and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Every day, Joe's Grill makes fresh from scratch salsas, queso dip, and guacamole with crispy warm chips to start your meal. Plus fajitas, enchiladas, tacos, burritos, and more that will make your experience one you won't forget. Great Tex-Mex and even better service. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
As America celebrates 250 years of hard work and innovation, WT Equipment is proud to carry American-built Hustler turf mowers. During the Hustler Pro Sales event, commercial customers can take advantage of some of the best pricing of the year on qualifying Hustler Zero turns. Whether you're replacing one mower or growing your fleet, now is the time to save. But don't wait. The Pro Sales event ends July 31st. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location or visit WTEquip.com today.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle.
So show me just what you want me to be. One guess, whom you're the only one for me. So please tell me why don't you come around no more? 'Cause right now I'm crying outside the door. Can it search
Find Halftime on 93.7 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Now, here's Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
Is that a little Michelle Branch with Santana, Colton?
It was.
Wonderful choices. Was that a you choice or a Matt choice?
Yeah, you know
today?
what? When I don't know what to do, I usually just hit shuffle and I just pick like the first song that comes up. And that one, it gave me a banger today. I didn't even need to shuffle again. I was like, that's a good one. That captures the vibes today.
That's a great way. A great way to end off this Friday. Matt was on point with his choices today as well.
Good.
Got a little Jim Blossoms. Got a little Marvin Gaye in there. Got a little Cranberries. It's been a wonderful, wonderful Friday when it comes to music. It's been a great week. My first full week here on Halftime. We finally got all our Friday guests, and so it's been fun and it's been enjoyable. And so a thank you if they're listening for all the people who have joined us here on Halftime, and to those who have called in and welcomed me. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, I'll tell you this, Alyssa, and I told you this, privately off the air, and I'll tell everybody publicly. I've not been doing this a great long time, but I can tell you this. I've been listening to the radio, and you sound like you were born to do this. You're a total natural. So it's been great. I really enjoy working with you and Matt. It's been really fun. Matt's got soccer to watch. He had to get out of here.
Yeah.
So we're not.
Well, I'm gonna say
it's a Friday.
I appreciate. I appreciate that. Hey, and that is allowed.
Mm-hmm.
So, but since he's not here, are we really rooting for Spain? Or are we rooting for Belgium?
I can't pick it.
What are we really doing?
Like I said, my red-blooded American heart. I'm not gonna pick the people that just crush my hopes and dreams. That maybe this was the U.S. men's national team that might, break through the barrier. And then Belgium, like Matt said, as much as I don't like the fact that Matt's been he's been a lot more cavalier than I thought he'd be about his soccer knowledge here recently. But I'll say this. I can't pick Belgium. I'm having to root for Spain in this because, I truly just want to see Belgium and all those Belgian fans just be heartbroken. There's a lot of smack, a lot of Belgian smack talk coming through on
So
the
that
Twitter
brings me to my question. Is that the theory of the team that beat us just might as well go and win the whole dang thing? So you say, oh, okay, well, my team lost to the team that won it all. Or is it the hell with that team? I don't ever want to see them again, and I hope nothing good happens to them, and I want them to lose and misery joys company.
Yeah, I think it's circumstantial because when Arizona beat the living crap out of Arkansas this year and kind of bully balled them on their way to another Final Four appearance, I was thinking to myself, man, I really hope Arizona goes all the way to the championship game and walks away with the title because that would make the Razorbacks look good. But here, like I said, this is just patriotism playing a part in this. I just lines on a map, and I'm mad about it. So it's over. Like Matt said, I truly, honestly wish that America was a lot better at soccer because, like you and like a lot of people that have enjoyed watching this World Cup and watching what the team was able to do and all the the drama and the juicy details that surrounded Balogun and the red card and everything that happened with it, there was a lot of people that didn't really enjoy soccer, hadn't really dove into it as much, that definitely got a full dose of it over the United States men's national team run. And now I'm sure they're looking forward to the World Cup and might be trying to pick out, a little bit more soccer to watch on the weekends. Like I know I will be too.
Yeah, I know that I'll be watching something for sure with soccer, and it's been fun. I still got to pick a team. I did say Man City, but then if Erling Haaland leaves and goes to Real Madrid, like Matt says he could potentially do, I might have to be a Real Madrid fan. So maybe I'm just an Erling Haaland fan.
I want
maybe I'm one of those.
That's probably and that's fine because he's one of those like just incredible players that people love to watch. I was watching a TikTok the other day and he just like a highlight of him just happened to pop up. And he's just like, the Kobe's and the LeBrons and these type of guys that they don't always have to be, running around doing everything. They kind of just let the game come to them, and kind of one of those same type of things where once you see him, once he's around you, it's way too late. He's already, got the advantage over you, and he's about to score the game-winning goal or something. So very, 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 very fun to watch him. But I kind of want Matt to shepherd me through the process of picking a team to stick my allegiance with.
You want some statistics, break it all down.
Well,
show me my options.
I've always picked lovable losers, Alyssa. I mean, I root for the Dolphins. I mean, I root for the Razorbacks. I mean, my MLB teams. I've disclosed before it was the once and future former maybe Oakland Athletics. Now that they're Sacramento, Las Vegas, I just can't do that anymore.
You can come down to L.A.
No, I'm not rooting for the freaking Dodgers. I might as well root for the IRS after that, and the oil companies and the FBI or whatever. I'm not going to root for that.
All right, I tried.
Well, you did try. You did your duty, your due diligence as well.
Yeah.
You've been talking a lot about baseball, though. All-Star game is coming up. I know you're excited about that.
I am. And we mentioned it. I want to see the full field. I was really excited that Bryce Harper was there and put his name in the hat. But I want to see the full field because I do love me some of the All-Star weekend and, of course, that home run derby, which we'll get to talk about more next week. But it's been a fun week, guys. Yes. Matt had to bounce. He's got to go watch soccer. We're going to go watch soccer. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go find me a TV. And we will root for Spain. Because honestly, at this point, I want Matt to go like 18 for 18 at this point with his picks. So, yeah. So that's what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for Matt to stay perfect on his picks. Ruskin and Zach going to join us right here on the airwaves. So just make sure to stick around for that. And, of course, make sure to download the Hit That Line podcast on the download the app so you can get all of our podcasts. That there is brought to you by Taco Bell. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Friday. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you Monday.
The good old summertime is here, and Gelco Outdoors is having a good old summertime sale on all summer clothing. Save up to 50% off on select Ariat, Perlebo, Drake, Habit, Hook, Local Boy, and Wrangler clothing. Check out the best deal in town on Ariat and Wrangler blue jeans. Buy 2 pair, get a 3rd free. Bow hunters, come see us for getting your bow ready. Great deals on Elite, Hoyt, and Matthews bows. Close out the summer with savings at Gelco Outdoors. Remember, work, fish, hunt. That's what we do at Gelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
Looking for a career with a company